Are you ready?
Are you ready?
It's time for Effingham Hearts football on your home for local sports, 97.9 XFM. Let's go to the sideline for the pregame show.
Good evening, everybody. It is indeed a football Friday night. I'm Greg Sapp, Dustin White alongside, and welcome to you to the senior night for 2019. I say football goes fast, and Dustin, here we are at week 9, man.
This is it, last regular season game of the year, and what a good one it's going to be. I think a couple of teams in different ways, a lot to play for tonight, and of course Effingham with their senior night, last chance for some of these kids to be playing a regular season home game anyway. Hopefully not the last time that they play on Klosterman Field, but yeah, we got us a lot of intrigue here, and you're right, this year, like every other year, has flown by.
Freeburg, Dustin talked about the Hearts situation. Freeburg's up against it. They are 4-4, and they pretty much have to win tonight. Now, there is the possibility under some drastic scenarios that a 4-5 team might get in, but man, you'd have to have about 18 things to go right.
Yeah, nobody ever approaches week 9 ever thinking that way, right? Like the talk in their huddle is absolutely, this is a must-win game. And when you're Effingham and you're 7-1, you're thinking, we're in good shape here. It doesn't matter. But you're going up against a team that has everything to play for, and I think that's a big equalizer. And also, just in terms of what Effingham is going to be doing this time next week.
Yeah.
I mean, they went 7-2 in the regular season last year, and their reward for that was a trip to Breeze in the first round of the playoffs. Now, it worked out, but nobody wants to go to Breeze in the first round of the playoffs, okay? So 8-1 would certainly look a whole lot better in terms of what kind of a matchup you get in the first round of the playoffs.
Let's send it down to field announcer Scott Mosier.
The midgets from Freeburg High School from the Cahokia Conference. The colors for this evening are being presented by Effingham's American Legion Post 120 and Effingham's DAV Chapter 7. This time I ask you all to please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
The Marching Hearts Red Regiment with our national anthem. They had a tremendous Marching Hearts Invitational out here last Saturday, and well more than 24 bands. And I am telling you, Dustin, you're a music man. I wished you'd have heard that Washington High School band that was the grand champion in 4A through 6A. 230 members of the band. 230
members. That's more people than were in the entire high school in Neoga whenever I was in high school. Not just I can't really think of can't really imagine a band that size, but that's great. And I heard the MC that day was okay as well.
Yeah, well, He talked till he thought of something to say. It was a great day. Big fundraiser, obviously annually the biggest fundraiser for the band boosters. So thanks to everybody who worked really hard on that last week. It's Freeburg at Effingham. Freeburg checks in at 4-4. The Hearts 7-1. We'll talk about each of these ball clubs when we're back in a minute on the pregame show here on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
This is the Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota pregame show. Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, your complete transportation headquarters since 1958.
Well, there's a nice ceremony going on down on the field, or down on the track. Regular Hearts fans know about Military Appreciation Night that's held at Klosterman Field each year during the football season, and this year, Unit 120, American Legion Post 120, was the recipient, and it goes toward helping veterans. $2,260 was raised. That's from the sale of those military T-shirts that lots of folks purchased, and that is sensational. So congratulations for the hard work by the kids. Thanks to all of you who purchased shirts, and that is certainly a job well done. Well, it is senior night. Let me run through some names of senior cheerleaders and pond girls and also football players. The senior cheerleaders are Alexis Baker, the daughter of Candace Higgs, Juanita Barker, the daughter of April Barker, and Erica Bezrukoff, the daughter of Rhonda Bezrukoff. Football players that are seniors: Nate Shackelford, the son of Michael and Leanne Shackelford; Jack Madison, son of Jason and Brandy Madison; Jarrett Geckner, son of Nick and Rhonda Geckner; Seth McMurray, son of Georgia Brown; Dawson Witten, son of Keith Witten and Kyle Latch. Got to talk to Dawson a little bit this afternoon. Luke Spencer, the son of Coy and Paula Spencer; Logan Brown, the son of James Brown and Melissa Brown; Cameron Calber, Cam, the son of Eric and Jenny Calber; Logan Arndt, son of Kathy and Carly Weedman and Tim and Sarah Arndt; Peyton Simmons, son of Jared and Brandy Simmons; Bryce Eichmeyer, son of Lisa Wilson and Greg Eichmeyer; Mason Hasty, son of Ryan and Amy Hasty; Ivan Angel, son of Daniel and Josefina Angel; Haven Prather, son of James Prather; Marcus Heitz, son of Matt Heitz and Natasha Heitz; Justin Baker, son of Mike Baker and Beth Brookshire; Stetson Green, son of Tim and Renee Green; Stiles Crow, son of Adam and Samantha Germscheid and Jason Wicker and Rebecca Tullis; Jet Gillum, son of Justin and Sarah Gillum; Colin Weymouth, son of Todd and Jan Weymouth. And congratulations to all of those seniors, cheerleaders, and football players on giving us a load of fun over and pleasure and enjoyment over this last 3 seasons. You think about what these 3 classes have accomplished. It has been astounding.
Yeah, not just regular season success either, but some good postseason runs as well. And those are not easy to come by. There have been a lot of really good football teams at Effingham over the years, but once you get into Week 10, anything can happen, and most of the time you run up against some pretty good teams, and if you make it out of the first round, you've done something. And for these kids to be a part of the team last year that goes to the third round and to do what they had done in the previous years as well, and hopefully do something special again this year, that's going to you're going to be hard pressed to find another group at Effingham High School that has had that kind of total success. It's been quite impressive to see.
Without a doubt, and record-setting in many ways, and I want Dustin to talk about over the course of the broadcast just what is going on, but I do want to remind people, Effingham won their first 7 games. They beat Breeze Mater Dei, down Lincoln to open Apollo Conference play, won at Jerseyville, beat Mahomet Seymour, won at Charleston. That was an interesting one. Blank Mattoon, and then they won at Taylorville 48-6, and then last week in the Ice Bowl, the Hearts lost at Mount Zion 37-23. It was quite a ball game. The Hearts were down 3 touchdowns at halftime, got it to 8, and had the ball but just couldn't score once, and then Mount Zion got a late touchdown. That accounted for the 37-23 final. So Hearts are 8-1, and there are those who think even if the Hearts weren't able to win tonight and finish 7-2, they might still get a home game next week. So the scenarios are really interesting, and we'll find out about all of that tomorrow night.
Yeah, there's so much that goes into it. I don't follow it closely enough, quite honestly, to make any sort of prediction. I felt pretty confident last year, and then they ended up on the road in week 1. So this year I'm basically just of the opinion that 7-2, we'll have to wait and see. 8-1, I didn't get a chance to look, but I can't imagine 8-1 teams have to go on the road in the first week. So, Effingham's got a little something to play for. And again, they're going up against a team that's got everything to play for, and that's going to make things interesting for sure.
And the guys that are the announcers for Freeburg, we talked earlier, and they said under the scenario, now this is last week, but Effingham was 2 and Freeburg was 15. So we could have played them 2 weeks in a row had they won last week. That won't happen now. And they thought maybe Effingham would end up playing Columbia, and they certainly said they'd be rooting for us if we do. So I don't know. We'll know tomorrow night. The whole shooting match starts at about 7. I'm guessing around 8 o'clock for when they'll get to 4A, which it looks like Effingham's still going to land. And then we'll know who we play, and we'll know where. We might not necessarily know when yet because the ADs will have to get together and decide that.
Although it seems like Coach Hefner has been pretty fond of Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock. That seems to be pretty much what he angles for. But yeah, the thing is that this discussion, these last 2 or 3 minutes that we've had talking about this, I would be willing to bet the farm that that's more talk than Coach Hefner has allowed playoffs to take up in anything that they're doing as far as preparation. I mean, football coaches like their cliches, and they like to do things a certain way, and it's always about this is who we play this week. This is what we have Freeburg this week, and then we'll worry about the playoffs after that. So let's just hope that they are able to pull one out tonight and be kind of in the catbird seat as far as a first round assignment.
We'll know more again tomorrow night. I plan to be at the station, and we'll get it online, and we'll get it on the air for you as far as who the Hearts will play and where they'll play. And there is always the possibility that if it's the right team, that Dave Woltman will have had the opportunity to get it decided with their AD, and maybe we'll know when tomorrow night. So we'll have it for you again online and on the radio. Did want to mention, in addition to Effingham tonight, the other 2 area football schools have big games tonight. Newton's sitting at 4-4. They're at Marshall tonight, and if Newton wins, then they go 5-4, and then they have a shot at the playoffs. Cumberland is 5-3. If they win, they're a lock for the playoffs. So we'll see what happens tonight. Cumberland's at Sangamon Valley. So those are the 2 area teams that have a stake in the battle as well. So we'll try to keep you up to date. Of course, Gail and Brian will have all the scores for you at halftime. In addition, I hope to get the senior band kids' names mentioned at halftime, so keep that in mind. We are getting close to being ready for kickoff. So, Gail, let's take one more break. We'll be back with more in a minute here on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
Captains are out on the field, and I am telling you, if you don't think sports athletes are superstitious, Mason Hasty and Logan Brown were walking out along with Jet Gillum and with Nate Shackelford. And Brown grabbed Hasty, and they switched opposite sides of the 4 of them as they walked out. They had to walk in the same 4 in the same order. There's a lot of superstition involved in sports.
You can't mess with a good thing, right? It's a little interesting that they're just now doing the coin toss. Usually this happens a little earlier than 6:59, but a lot of stuff going on here with senior night, so I'm guessing they just got sidetracked a little bit.
As far as our officials, they are from the Southwestern Athletic Officials Association. Curtis May is the referee, James Buckley the umpire, Joe Kaiser is the linesman, Chris Hamilton the line judge, and Adam Hughes is the back judge. So those are our officials for tonight.
And it looks like Freeburg will have the ball first. So I think Effingham might have won that toss, but Freeburg is going to have the football to start, which means Yvonne Angel is going to go out there and boot one here pretty soon. And Hart's defense will go to work against a Freeburg team that apparently will give you a lot of things to look at offensively. My understanding is that there might be some option looks and stuff like that. So good luck to any play-by-play guys up here in the booth, having to keep an eye on the football, because misdirection and last-second decisions on who to give it to might be in the offing.
Without a doubt, and they don't throw much. I saw in their stats 2 kids that have more than 20 catches, so that's not a lot of passing.
Yeah, and I think that kind of reminds me of going back earlier in the season to Jerseyville. They kind of did a lot of similar stuff, right? They didn't particularly care to put the ball in the air, and once it got to the point in the game where they had to, you kind of saw why they didn't want to. So hopefully Effingham's defense will be able to stay home, keep their nose on the football, and force them into some situations like that as well. And furthermore, hopefully Effingham's offense just comes out and puts some points on the board and makes all that other stuff elementary.
I like the sound of that. We'll keep you up to date on other games. Of course, this is Game 3 of the World Series. Washington rolling. They won the first 2 games in Houston. Now they're home tonight. The first pitch is about to get thrown in that game in the nation's capital. First time in over 80 years there's been a World Series in Washington. So pretty exciting stuff. We are ready for football. Glad to have you with us on 97.9 XFM, WXEF in Effingham. And here's the kickoff from Ivan Angel. I found out over the weekend it's Ivan. It's caught the back switch, and they're coming to the near side with the football. The Hart string it out pretty well, but he still gets the ball returned to the 25 or close to it. And that's where Freeburg is going to set up shop to start this game. Pretty good crowd on hand. Still room for you, so if you're in a mode of transportation, come on out and enjoy the fun. Still getting some comments on social media for my picture. Boy, God sent us a beautiful sunset tonight out here with the American flag in the foreground and the sky in the background. I may have to use that at the fair this year. Freeburg is taking some time getting the shop set up. Their quarterback is Dylan Hushley, and he is ready to go from the shotgun.
You see what they're doing? They've got everybody lined up over on the other side of the field, and then they snapped it over here.
And it's picked. Parker Wolf with the interception on the first play from scrimmage, and he's going to the far side of the field, has it inside the 25, and the Hearts have the football.
Well, if you're one who likes to watch our videos of the games, you'll take a look at that. There were 3 guys lined up with the football. Everybody else was lined up on the other end of the field. The center, a quarterback, and another back were all by themselves. They snapped it, and that pass was just thrown into space, and Parker Wolf picked it off at the 40.
And apparently there was a penalty, and they're talking it over, and of course the Hearts will decline the penalty. Heck, they got the football.
I really couldn't begin to tell you what the point of that play was, other than to give Effingham the football.
And a wonderful job by the Hearts of blitzing, because the quarterback, Hushley, had to get rid of it or he was going to get creamed. And he threw it up for grabs right into the lap of Parker Wolf, and he returns the ball to the 22 of Freeburg. So the Hearts have it 1st and 10 at Freeburg's 22 with 11:38 to go in the first quarter as Effingham starts their first drive of the night. I like the way this one has started.
Well, sure.
We'll see if we can keep this up. Jed Gillum and Chase Woomer lined up in the backfield. And Shack's up under center. Calber to the near side. Here's the handoff to Woomer. Got a nice block. Got a couple of yards to the 20. Freeburg reacted well and closed the gap, maybe only a yard to the 21, according to the side judge here.
And it looks like we'll have another week of Chase Woomer being the guy in the backfield. It seems to be pretty much the way it's going to be going forward. Logan Brown took a few carries at Mount Zion last week, but for the most part, Chase Woomer got most of the action, and he gets the first carry here tonight.
Holden Lewis checks in with the play. Tristan Duncan split out wide to the far side. And then the Hearts still in the eye as far as the backs. Shack gets the snap, going to Woomer. No, going to throw. Rolls to the far side. It's caught out there. And a nice run after the tackle by Gillum. He's very near the goal line.
Yeah, Gillum went up the far sideline, and they're going to say, did he score?
There it is. There's the indication. I saw some Hearts kids signal touchdown. I never did see the officials signal touchdown, but it's a touchdown. So, a pick and a touchdown. That's a good way to start a game.
Yeah, every ball that's been thrown in this game has been caught by an Effingham player.
The score comes with 10:51 to go. Ivan Angel trying the extra point from Parker Woolshold. Good snap. That's placement. The kick's up. Looks good to me. The officials agree. 7-0 Effingham right out of the gate, and they didn't get the ball to start the game. 10:51 to go in the opening quarter. Back with the kickoff in a minute on 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
Well, couldn't ask for a better start than this scenario. Ball is kicked to the 5. Backs cross again. This time they go to the far side of the field, and Freeburg gets decent distance. They're near the 25 before they finally come down. So 7-0 Effingham right out of the gate. 2 plays, 22 yards. It took 40 seconds, including the 21-yard pass play to Jet Gillum. And by the way, nice run after the catch by Gillum. And the interception by Wolf set up the touchdown. And the Hearts have a 7-0 lead. Freeburg has it at their 21-yard line to start this drive with 10:42 to go in the opening quarter. There's the handoff. They go to the far side of the field, and there is not much there. They'll pick everybody off the floor. Lucas Stone, the ball carrier. And he picked his way to the 23, so I guess give him 2, and it's 2nd and 8. Just underway here at Klosterman Field. The Hearts already have a 7-0 lead. Senior night, last game of the regular season. Dylan Hushley's their quarterback. Snap to him or a direct snap to somebody. We'll sort it out. He goes to the 25 before he's taken down.
Direct snap to Lucas Stone.
Stone got the direct snap, and it is to the 25, so a gain of 2 more. That'll make it 3rd and 6. Slow going. Again, they just haven't thrown the ball much. I looked at their stats, and they've got 2 guys with 20 to 25 catches, and that's about the show. There's a snap. Rolling to the near side, looking to throw. Here's the pass, and it's out of bounds. So the incomplete pass stops the clock with 9:35 to go in the first quarter. Brings up a 4th and 6. So Jacob Logan over here kept a close eye on the receiver. And the quarterback really didn't have a lot of choice other than to throw the ball out of bounds. So let's see what happens on Freeburg's first punt of the night. They've had some really good games, and then they've had some really awful games. There's been no middle ground for them.
Yeah, they've lost to the teams with the good records that they played this year, and they have beaten the teams with the poor records they played.
Here's the punt, and the Hearts are going to get great field position. It hits right at midfield and then rolls to about the Hearts 44. So great field position here for Effingham to start this drive. They're 44 and 6, so about 36 yards approximately. 1st and 10 for the Hearts at their 44-yard line. The drive will start with 9:25 to go in the opening quarter. Next week, the Hearts will play. That's all I know for sure. We'll know tomorrow night who they'll play, and we'll know where they'll play, and maybe we'll know when they play. Shack up under center on 1st and 10. There's the snap. He's going to throw, looking across the middle, going deep. There's Duncan. Got it. Touchdown, Effingham. Well, that was easy. That's your 56-yard touchdown pass play. Wow.
Just went deep.
Nothing out of the gate, man.
Went deep, hit him over the shoulder, 56 yards. It's just pretty. I don't know what else to say about it. Great pitch and catch right there, and Duncan caught it in stride and gets Effingham up by 2 scores.
And still 9:15 to go in the opening quarter. 13-0 Hearts. This time it's Hefner for the extra point try. The kick's up, looks good to me. The officials again agree. 14-0 Hearts, and we haven't played 3 minutes. 9:15 to go opening quarter. Kickoff on the way in a minute on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
Off the ball's taken about the goal line. The man stops and picks his way through the traffic, and there's a flag. The ball's out across the 15. And let's see about the penalty. I'm guessing a hold here. Austin Herbeth, who's been a busy man on special teams for the Hearts, got the stop. I'm still thinking this is coming back. Hearts captains are being called in for the consultation. In the area of the field where the flag was thrown, you just about have to guess it's on Freeburg. They've
got it sitting at the 17-yard line right now. And it is going to be a hold against Freeburg. So they'll bring it back.
So that would be half the distance, so it's the 8.5-yard line, which looks suspiciously like the 9.
We'll call it the 9. That's fine.
So, 1st and 10 for Freeburg, but now just inside the 9-yard line. They're already down 14-0. There's the snap. There's the handoff. They gutted up the middle and got about to the 13-yard line. Stone with the carry. Call it the 13, gain of 4. Be 2nd and 6. Again, they're a run-heavy offense. So when you're already up 14-0, 3 minutes into the game, you don't mind a run-heavy offense going against you. It takes you a long time to catch up. There's the snap, a low snap, but he got it. And he tries to pick his way through the traffic, and that's Stone again, I think.
That's Dylan Hushel, 34.
Okay.
Hushley.
Well, he's allegedly the quarterback, and they call it the 16, so he gets 3. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 3. And they're going to try and hurry it up here. So 3rd and 3 at their own 16. Pretty close to offside out here on that receiver. There's the pass, and it's dropped. He just about had it, and it's off his hands and incomplete. That was intended for Dylan Webb.
I think I'm seeing why they don't throw the ball, or at least they don't have very many receptions on the season, because their pass plays have been ineffective to dangerous so far.
Dangerous for them, and ineffective to boot. So Mason Combs, big number 85, back to punt here. And he is at about the 5. And here is the kick, and straight up the chute, and the Hearts could get wonderful field position. In fact, they'd call fair catch. And a smart move by Parker Wolf, and he gets it at the 43 of Freeburg. So he kicked at the 5, and it's, I guess the line of scrimmage was the 17, a kick to the 43, so about a 26-yard punt, and the Hearts have it 1st and 10 at Freeburg's 43-yard line. So far so good. The Hearts will start this drive with 7:58 left in the first quarter. Shack up under center. This time, Calber to the right side. Shack wanting to throw. Here comes Freeburg. Down goes Shack. Back into Effingham territory, back at the 45-yard line. Nice blitz by Jacob Carmack. He, big sophomore, got in there with a sack.
Yeah, by the time Shackelford saw him coming up on his blind side, he tried to dart away and run toward the other side of the field, but he couldn't get away, and that's a big loss.
Loss of 9 back to Effingham's 48. I thought it might be even farther. So it's 2nd and 19. 7:27 to go, first quarter. Hearts are already ahead here, 14-0. But that play was no fun. So Shaq drops back into the gun. And there's the, nope, he kept right up the middle. Nice run. He's inside the 45 of Freeburg to about the 43-yard line. So he got all that yardage back.
He's like, I need to even this up on the stat sheet immediately. This will not stand.
So from the 48 of Effingham to the 43, there's your 9 yards back. So now it's 3rd and 10. Oh, my.
You get Kalber and Parker Wolf checking in, so you assume that some sort of a passing formation is coming up here, with Duncan also coming here on the near side.
Highly likely. Cam Kalber split out to the far side, so several targets. Now Cam comes to the middle. They fake the handoff. He's going deep. He's got Duncan again. Caught it. Touchdown, Effingham.
And that means that Tristan Duncan has tied the school record for receptions in a season at 51. He had 49 coming in. He's got 2 catches. And also, since that was a 43-yard catch, that means that he has eclipsed the single season receiving yards record as well, because he needed 76 to get over that, and he broke it all in one tidy little 43-yard touchdown catch.
Ivan Angel for the extra point from Wolf's hold. Good snap. Placement. Kick looks good to me. Officials agree. Friends, it's already 21-0 Effingham with 6:29 to go in the first quarter. Back with the kickoff in a minute on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
All right, here's the kickoff. It is a short one this time, and the return from about the 20 is near the 30. And there's the whistle as humanity continues to...
Yeah, a lot of extra effort there for for Griffin Range back there, as he's trying to get every extra yard he could.
All right, so tell our listeners, will you, about the young men whose records have been eclipsed by Tristan Duncan.
Well, so Logan Ellington had the receiving yards record in a season at 1,032. That's gone. Tristan needed 76. He's already up to 99. And then Steve Klosterman, he has equaled Steve Klosterman at 51 receptions in a single season.
Here's the snap. They go to the far side of the field, and there is not much there. They get near the 35. Hushley kept that time. And friends and neighbors out there, I see Mason Hasty, among those out there on the stop for the Hearts. Gain to the 34. Gain of 4, it's 2nd and 6. Gonna throw, gonna try. Now he steps up. Hearts are after him, and down he goes. Boy, he was not going to get away from Logan Brown.
Yeah, Logan Brown slowed him down, and Mason Hasty came in to clean it up. And between the two of them, got him after, I don't know that he gained anything there.
They'll spot, they're talking it over here. I didn't see a flag.
They still haven't actually set the ball down.
No, so it's kind of, you make your guess. There it is, just shy of the 34. So I'd say no gain.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
All right, 3rd and 6. So they're going to try it again from the shotgun. There's the snap. They're looking to throw. Here come the Hearts. Oh, Herbeth got real close to getting blocked in a bad way, but he got in front of him. And so Hushley scrambled to the 35. That'd be a gain of 1. And then the Hearts finished him off there.
He came close to taking a sack there, but got a block to set him free, and at least was able to get a little bit of positive yardage out of it.
Herbeth just about had him sacked, and then a whole host of heroes. Tristan Elkin got in there for the Hearts, among others. So they got one to the 35, and that's 4th and 5, and they're going to punt it away. This will be their third punt. We still have 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Well, dominating performance by the Hearts so far. There's the punt, and the Hearts take it at about the 36, and that's Parker Wolf, and he gets it out across the 45, and then what's a little shove to the field? Thank you that an official was watching.
Yeah.
That's pretty blatant. Parker was down, and then a guy shoved his helmet to the ground.
Yeah, it's a little frustration, I would imagine. You're getting pasted pretty good. Not even 8 minutes into this game, already down 3 scores, and now you're going to give Effingham even better field position than they already had.
People are out there listening, I know, and you're saying, well, if Greg saw it, it must have been bad. So the return is to Effingham's 49. Thanks, Larry. Oh, man, the return's to 49. I've got a Hall of Famer up here giving me grief. Oh, man, the return to the 49. So that would be, and then we had the flag. And they're chatting a long time for this. Maybe they sent it back to New York.
So it's a 13-yard return for Parker Wolf. Plus, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be 15 yards on the end of it, right? I'm not exactly sure what more there is to talk about here.
Yeah, I can't imagine that there was anything else than him getting his helmet smashed into the turf of Klosterman Field. I'm just glad he's okay.
I guess they could be discussing whether to kick a player out of the game. Could be a potential discussion here.
Now there's an idea. Well, anyway, we have a break in the action here with 4:24 to go first quarter. Hearts are up 21-0 already, and I think maybe we're ready to get the official word from the referee. It is, well, 2 penalties. That's why it took so long. 2 separate penalties on Freeburg, and the Hearts have to decide.
We have 2 penalties, both against Freeburg.
Which one they want to pick.
The first was tripping during the play, and after the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah.
After the tackle.
Yeah. See, I wasn't the only one who saw it.
It'll be 30 yards to the Hearts' favor after the walk-off.
Wow. Well, they didn't have to decide.
They got them both.
Yeah, so this drive's going to start on the Freeburg 21-yard line. So
a 30-yard
10 at the Freeburg 21.
multiple penalty. So it is 1st and 10 for Freeburg at their 21. This drive starts with 4:24 to go in the first quarter, and the Hearts already ahead 21-0.
Wouldn't be surprised to see the Hearts go for the end zone right here, because you're going to come out and take cheap shots, 2 of them in one play perhaps. I don't think anyone's going to feel bad about rubbing your face in it a little bit here.
Sage wisdom there. I can't argue with a bit of that. Shaq looking to help. He handed it off. Chase Woomer's going to get a bite at the apple, and he gets it inside the 20.
And the great equalizer is me never being right about anything.
Oh, come on.
Tackle made by Gabe Woodhouse.
You're the best scorekeeper in the land, man. Best stat man.
It's been hard to keep up tonight.
Yeah.
Although every time Effingham throws the ball, I just circle it in red. It's another touchdown.
Gain of 3 to the 18 at 2nd and 7. Talk about a short field. Start a drive at the other guy's 21. Shaq up under center. There's the snap, looking to throw out in the flats. Yeah, it's caught. And I think it's Holden Lewis.
Yes.
And it's caught, and he's inside the 10, which is enough for a first down.
Dylan Webb.
So Holden Lewis makes the grab. And they'll set it at the
first down Effingham, first goal at the 8-yard line.
So he gets 10, and that's a new set it down. So it's 1st and goal for the Hearts at Freeburg's 8-yard line. 3.5 to go in the first quarter. This could be a record setter for longest continuous clock.
Well, it's heading that way anyway. We'll see. A little work to do yet.
Shack up under center. The hard shovel shift to that double tight end on the left side this time, and the ball gets loose.
Fumble at the snap.
Everybody dives forward. I think the Hearts got it.
Effingham was definitely the first team to jump in there, and yeah, it's who came out of there with it? 44. Jacob Stoneburner's the guy who came out of the pile with it.
And it's on the 10, so nothing too disastrous, just a loss of a couple. So it's second and 10, second and goal at the 10.
Well, I'm sorry, Jake, but you're going to have to eat those 2 yards on the stat sheet. But does a good job of retaining possession here for Effingham at the least.
Absolutely, and he's got another year to make good for that. So second and goal at the 10 for the Hearts. Shack stays up under center. Tristan Duncan here to the near side. They're going to throw to him. Oh, no, it's Calvert. Touchdown, Effingham.
Touchdown reception.
They had shifted Tristan Duncan. He moved to the near side of the field, moved toward the line, and meanwhile, after the snap, Cam Calvert ran into the end zone, made the catch. So it's a 10-yard grab, and it's 27-0 Effingham. Still with 2:26 to go in the first quarter.
Nate Shackelford is 5 for 5 for 140 yards and 4 touchdowns in this game. That's healthy.
Extra point try is good. Hearts are 4 for 4 on extra points. That's another thing you never want to overlook, how efficient the Hearts special teams are. Let's take a break. 28-0 Effingham on 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
Well, at that time, 4 plays, 21 yards, minute 58. 10-yard touchdown pass to Cam Calvert from Nathan Shackelford, who has been money on everything tonight. Here's the return. They go to the far side of the field along the Freeburg sideline, and this return's pretty nice. They got it out across the 35-yard line. That's about as deep on the field as they've been, and I think we might have had a late flag.
Well,
so let's see about this.
First tackler for the Hearts.
The only thing, you hate to see it get too chippy because, it's becoming pretty evident that maybe, one team is seeing a season slip away and another team's got another game next week, and you hate to see anybody get hurt or get in trouble, with the playoff game looming next week.
Without a doubt. Here's the call. It's a personal foul, and it's on the Hearts.
And if you're Effingham,
personal foul is the call against.
I know you might get frustrated with a thing here or there, but you really just can't fall into playing that game, right? You're ahead by 4 scores. Just go out there, take care of your business, and get the W.
Line of scrimmage was the 37, Dustin, and then they'll walk off the 15. So that will move it into Effingham territory at the 48.
Freeburg starts
at Effingham's 48,
yard line.
And this is their deepest field penetration, especially to start a drive so far tonight. 2:16 in the first quarter as we start this drive. Freeburg, nobody in the backfield except for the man who's eluding defenders so far, and he gets taken down after a gain of about 2. Lucas Stone, number 36 for this Midgets ball club, gains to the 47. So a gain of 1.
Gain of yards.
That might have been our first mention of the Freeburg nickname. We managed to get all the way into the end of the first quarter before acknowledging that they are the Midgets.
And they have always been. That's been their nickname for almost 100 years. Here's a handoff and a dive to the 45. Lucas Stone again. Hushley again is the quarterback, and he was at the quarterback spot that time. Got the snap and handed it to Stone, and the Stone again to the 45, again at 2. So it's 3rd and 7.
Yeah, sometimes they'll snap it directly to the back who runs it. Sometimes they'll do a traditional handoff. But They give you a lot of different looks. They got 4 wide receivers on this play.
Yep, 3 to the near side. Hushley rolls to the far side. There's the pass, and it was not caught. That'll bring up 4th down.
He had a receiver open right around the mark there on the far sideline, but threw it too tall, went through his hands as he tried to leap for it. And so Freeburg again going to have to, well, I don't know.
Yeah, you wonder maybe they'll go for it, Dustin.
It appears that they have their offensive personnel out there, so it looks like they are indeed going to go for it.
They're into Hart's territory, and this is as deep as they've been. Here's the pass play. Got a man down there, and it's incomplete. He overthrew him, and it's Hart's football.
The receiver created some separation down the sideline and probably could have caught a better thrown ball, but that had a lot of air underneath it, kind of a high throw, and he could not quite go and get it. So with 1:01 left in this first quarter, Effingham's going to get the ball back again with a pretty short field.
They'll start this drive at their own 45, the Effingham 45. 1:01 left in the first quarter.
Now, Effingham's own 45 is about as far away from the end zone as they have started, but I mean, hey, still pretty good field position.
It's still pretty good field position. Again, next week we'll play somebody. We'll find out tomorrow night who that will be and where it will be. If we're really fortunate, we'll know when. Here's the snap, Shack the handoff, and I think it's Logan Brown in the backfield.
Woomer was the ball carrier, stacked up near the line of scrimmage.
Chase Woomer again.
He hit a wall right around the line of scrimmage and then started getting shoved back. He was like one of those tackling sleds that blocking sleds that teams use. He just kept getting shoved back, but his feet stayed underneath him, and they spot that right at the line of scrimmage.
Yep, no gain. Second and 10
at the 45.
About 35 seconds left in what's been a wacky first quarter. Hart's already in front, 28-0. Looking to go 8-1 for the regular season. There's a snap, fakes the handoff, throw across the middle. It's a nice catch out there. And it's into Freeburg territory as Jake Briggerman makes a nice over-the-shoulder grab. And the gain to Freeburg's 48, so a gain of 7. And that'll bring up 3rd and about 4. Must have been a 6-yard gain.
It'd be 3rd and 4.
Just they're going to call it the 49. Player went out of bounds. That stopped the clock with 21.6 seconds left. So one more play here in the first quarter. And here's the snap, and Shack looking to throw, and here they come, and he gets away, and now he tucks it in, and he's still sending receivers, and there's the pass, and he overthrew the intended receiver, and the incomplete pass stops it with 13 seconds left. Cam Calvert got open. Shack danced for a week, man, trying to get somebody open downfield, and then he overthrew Calvert.
Pretty good scramble there for Shackelford to create the time to make that throw, but can't hook up with Calvert, and that's his first incompletion. He was 6 for 6 to start the game, but nobody's complaining too much, and Effingham is going to send its punt team out on the field. Dawson Witten back there going to get a little work.
Absolutely have the chance to bury Freeburg deep in their territory here on this punt.
Dawson was busy last week, and he's glad to be out there under these circumstances instead of playing from behind like they were last week in Mount Zion.
See if the Hearts go for it. Yep, they are. Jacob Logan, there's the pass, and it's caught and dropped. Just they did the double tight end shift, and I said they're going to run a play, and sure enough they did. They snapped it out in the flats, and it was taken by Jacob Logan, and it was a decent pass that he threw, but hit the receiver in the hands, and so that'll give it back to Freeburg on downs with 8.7 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yeah, they had Witten pretend like the snap went high to try to get a little extra advantage there, and almost got it to work.
Yep. Best of intentions. I think this really will be the last play of the first quarter. There's the handoff, Stone, I think, and he got to midfield, and then all of a sudden he was going in a different direction. He was going downfield, then all of a sudden he was going upfield. Bachman got him, and Dawson Witten's in there, and Mason Hasty's over there too, cast of thousands. The ball ends up a gain of 2. I think we're going to sit her right on midfield. Let's take a 30-second break, Gail. After one quarter, Effingham 28, Freeburg nothing on 97.9
Hi, this is Karen
XFM.
with Wright's Furniture and Flooring. Your family will gather around your kitchen table for meals, birthdays, plans, and projects. Your sofa is where you'll play with your kids, snuggle in for movie night, and collapse after work. Choose furniture that will hold these memories longer. Get real quality from Wright's Furniture. It's more than beautiful, it's beautifully made. When you buy Wright, it stays right year after year into the next generation. Wright's Furniture and Flooring in Diedrich and Robinson, making you right at home.
All right, 1 quarter in the books here at Klosterman Field. I was yelling at my boss out here in front, so told him, hey, let's keep it down out there. Dave's got some of his family here. That's cool. So quarter in the books, and it's 28-0 Effingham. 4 touchdown passes to Jet Gillum, and 2 to Duncan and 1 to Calber. And Hearts have been rolling.
Talk about the records that Tristan Duncan has broken or tied. 6 touchdown passes in a game is the single game record, so keep that in mind.
We saw that at Macomb a couple of years ago, didn't we?
Incomplete.
Last year.
The intended receiver.
Intended pass hit the turf. That'll make it 2nd and 10. So it's 3rd and 8.
Freeburg still hasn't completed a pass in this game.
So the ball right at midfield. That's where Freeburg has it. We're just into the 2nd quarter. Now again, 28-0 Effingham. Hearts looking to go 8-1 on the regular season. We'll find out tomorrow night where they'll be in the first round of the playoffs. Another snap. Hushley scrambling, trying to do something. Down he goes.
Quarterback sack.
The sack.
Dawson Witten.
Credit to Dawson Witten. Had a chance to talk to Dawson. I got out here early and was setting up, and Dawson was walking in about the same time. We had a good visit. He's a great young man.
43-yard line.
Glad I had the chance to visit with him. Ball comes back to the 42, so a loss of 8 on that play. And that'll bring up 4th in a whole lot.
Looks like they will bring their punt team on the field anyway.
And you would suppose they'll give it a punt and bring another man on. Play clock's down to 10, so they can still get this. Well, low snap. A roller. The guy got it, and a nice effort. That's going to be a great punt. It ends up at about the 9-yard line.
Get inside the Effingham 10-yard line.
Nice,
the Hearts will take over with
because the snap rolled to him on the turf. He picked it up, and the punt goes to Effingham's 9-yard line, so that worked out okay. So the line of scrimmage was the 42. So 48, 49 yards. Nice punt.
Yeah, definitely his best effort of the evening, his 4th punt. And yeah, Effingham's going to have a little work to do for a little different look at as far as starting field position.
So Mason Combs, a 49-yard punt. Hearts have it 1st and 10 at their 9. Drive starts with 10:58 remaining in the 2nd quarter. Hearts in front 28-0 already. Shack up under center, handoff. That's Woomer. Chase.
Ball carrier was Chase
got
Woomer.
A couple maybe to the 11.
Not a whole lot of room for Chase so far. That was his 4th carry. He's going to be 5 yards, I think.
Gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 from the 10.
Just a yard on the play.
At the 10. All right, so 2nd and 9. 28-0 Effingham. Hearts would be 8-1 on the regular season should they win tonight. Freeburg's at 4-4. They have to win tonight if they want to have a chance of making the playoffs. Shack up under center on 2nd and 9. Dropping back to throw. Checks off a couple. The receiver's going deep. Duncan is run over. There's the flag.
Tristan Duncan.
You know, the thing is, the defender basically tackled Tristan Duncan, and the ball was underthrown. They didn't really need to do anything. If they just don't touch him, he doesn't catch that ball. But the midgets do Effingham a favor, and it's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
He waylaid Duncan.
Yeah, just basically wrapped him up and brought him down, which is fine if he has the football.
Yeah, but that one small detail.
It's a significant one.
So they're talking it over.
The thing is, I don't know, the ball was not, I don't know if it was catchable or not, but they are going to call pass interference, and so move it up to the 25-yard line.
Well, off of what I see in the NFL these days, that was pass interference.
First down by way of penalty. They'll have it 1st and 10.
I can't imagine some of the stuff that's getting called pass interference. Anyway, gain to the 25 on the 15-yard pass interference call, and it's a new set of downs here for the Hearts. So 1st and 10 at their 25. 10:14 to go, 2nd quarter. Hearts are already up 28-0 here. Shack ready, looking to throw again. Looking, going deep. There's Cam Calber. Oh, and it went just short. I thought he had it, and I think he thought he had it. And it kind of went through his hands.
Again, underthrown a little bit. Calber, though, trying to come back for it, and he got position on his defender, his one-on-one coverage, and he was able to maybe get a hand on it at least, but not able to haul it in. So the Hearts going deep on a couple straight plays here.
So 2nd and 10. Hearts at their 25. 10:07 to go, second quarter. Hearts lead it 28-0. Got 4 scores in the first quarter. Shack from the gun here on this play, and he hands it off, and no, it's Shack. He's still got the ball. They thought they'd sacked him. Instead, he gains to near the 40.
He faked the handoff, and then after the fake, he had a guy with a hand on him, and it looked like he was going to go down in the backfield. Instead, he spins away from that tackler and gets to the sideline, and scrambles all the way to the 40-yard line to get a first down.
15 more yards in the person of a run by Nathan Shackelford.
He was this close to going down in the backfield. It's kind of a busted play.
And it worked out well. So 1st and 10 for the Hearts at their 40. And the new set of downs. Gillum shifts on the line. Shack looking to throw. Got a man across the middle, and it's too hard. He threw it too hard. Duncan was there and got a missile and couldn't gather that one in. Stops the clock with 9:33 to go here in the second quarter.
And a little high. And once it hit Duncan in the hands as he was trying to go up for it, it had a little concern that maybe a DB back there was going to be able to get it as it was batted up, but luckily falls to the turf. And so after going 6 for his first 6, Shackelford has been incomplete on the last 3 throws he's made.
Still at their 40. It's 2nd and 10. 9:33 to go second quarter. There's the snap. Shack from the gun, rolling to the far side. There's a pass. There's a catch and a drop. Gosh. Parker Wolf was the man that time. He couldn't gather it in. So all of a sudden, we're having a little trouble on the passing end of things.
Yeah, the last 3 incompletions were probably more on the throws. That time he put it where Parker Wolf probably should have been able to catch it, but number 5 couldn't haul it in. And so Effingham looking at a 3rd and 10. They'll probably be going to the air again here.
So Wolf out, Holden Lewis checks in at that receiver spot for the Hearts, and he splits wide to the far side. So does Cam Calber. So they've got 2 guys to the top, and they've got Tristan Duncan down here to the near side of the field. There's the snap. Here comes Freeburg, and Shack just steps up and runs the ball. He's to midfield, runs out of bounds, and he might have the first down. They're going to call it the 49, about a yard short.
Yeah, they're going to say a yard short. I got to imagine that Effingham is probably going to, I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure what they'll do, but you could at least imagine them going for it here. He just needs 1 more yard to go.
9-yard gain for Shackelford. So it's 4th and 1 at the 49. And the Hearts are going to go for it.
Yeah, they've got their offensive personnel out there. It's kind of what you figured they would do.
Duncan out, so this is going to be rumble in the jungle here.
And the thing is that even if they don't make it, their defense has been so stout that it's, still going to be a long way for Freeburg to go.
Got the giant boys in there on this play. Hand off to the deep back, and look at the hole that Woomer had. He gets near Freeburg's 47. What a hole.
Yeah, and Freeburg had everybody stacked up in the box. They were ready for that, but Effingham just won the battle at the line of scrimmage and gave Woomer plenty of room to run through, and he got the yard he needed, and 3 bonus ones to boot.
Yep, gain of 4 to the Freeburg 47, and a new set of downs for the Hearts, and 9:02 to go in the second quarter. Hearts cruising here, leading 28-0. Shack from the gun on 1st and 10. Snap. Handoff. No, he kept it. And he gets it inside the 45, still on his feet to near the 42-yard line. And Nathan Shackelford's having a night.
Yeah, they did a lot of design runs for Nate last week against Mount Zion, and that seems to be something that they have kept in the playbook for this week, if you don't count the sack, Shackelford's 4th run of the game already.
Gain of 5 to the 42, so it's 2nd and 5. Effingham, everything's clicking. I remember the incomplete passes, like some of you are that are listening, but things are going well.
They've made the gains when they've needed to, and this is a nice sustained drive.
Gillum shifts to the left side of the line to help block over there. They go to the near side. Shaq looking for help, and he fell down and he lost the ball. The Hearts pick it up, and then Jet Gillum is tackled back at about the 47 of Effingham. So that was a busted play.
Yeah, Gillum was trying to block for Shackelford, lost the block, and that man came and put the hit on Shackelford. Shackelford lost the football as he was going to the turf. Gillum, though, not giving up on the play, was able to corral it, and he had designs on running with it a little bit, but couldn't really get anywhere. So the end of the day, it's moving the ball back to the 47.
Yeah, loss of 11. Jet Gillum gets it. He picked up the football. But he picked up the football. That's the bottom line for the Hearts. So it's back to Effingham's 47, and it's 3rd and 16. Shack's up under center here on 3rd and a bunch. Hearts back in the eye, looking to throw across the middle. He's going deep. He's got Duncan there, and he had it and dropped it and had it and still has it. Now they're going to call it incomplete. He had it in his hands. It went up in the air. He caught it again. It came loose again. I think he was trying to sell that he'd caught that it hit his shoe and came back up and never did hit the turf. The officials didn't agree. So it's 4th down. That was exciting. I had a catch and a drop and a catch and a drop. So 4th and 16. Ball will come back to Effingham's 47. And we're ready for the punt.
Effingham's longest drive easily tonight, and it's going to be the one that doesn't result in any points.
So Witten back to punt. Nice high snap. There's the kick. And an end-over-ender hits at the 30 and now goes way downfield. It's near the 15-yard line. I like that. Stoneburner's waving it, trying to get another yard out of it.
trying to Carlton Fisk get a couple extra yards, isn't he?
Trying to fan the ball a little farther downfield. But Jake couldn't quite get that accomplished.
I'd be pretty impressed if he could generate the wind power it would take to move that ball any closer to the goal line.
Oh, man. So it'll be 1st down for Freeburg. And it ends up at their 16-yard line. So that turned out to be a pretty good punt, all things considered. Anytime you can force a team to start inside their 20, it's a good punt. Handoff, and down goes, well, it's not Frazier, but
Ball carrier was Lucas Stone.
It's right at the line of scrimmage. Somebody hit him a lick.
Tackled by Tristan Elkin.
Tristan Elkin, okay. Tristan's played a lot more the last couple of weeks. He's done a heck of a job for the Hearts. Number 45, he's a 5'8", 155-pound junior. So just because you don't have big size doesn't mean you can't hit a lick. Nice job. Got a yard out of the deal, they did. To the 17, and it's 2nd and 9. Hearts lead at 28-0 here with 6:20 to go, second quarter. They run the ball again. I told you they were going to run the ball a lot. And they got strung out. They might have got a yard. That went a long way, but it went all lateral.
Yeah, it was a pitch to Stone, who was lined up next to the quarterback, Hushley, in the shotgun. And he tried to go to that far side, turn upfield, but never could get more than a yard out of it.
And that's exactly what he got, to the 18, so it's 3rd and 8.
He's taken 8 carries, and his biggest gain of the night is 4 yards.
They try the shotgun. Hushley's back there at the quarterback spot. There's the snap. He's looking to throw. There's the pass, and it is in. It might be intercepted. It is picked. Nice work. I think that's Parker Wolf. He got over there and stepped in front of the intended receiver, and Parker with the pick.
That's 2 interceptions for Parker tonight. No return on that one as he went to the turf with it, but Parker's having himself a night. He's got a couple of interceptions. He's got a nice little punt return. It's a big game for him.
And the Hearts have it 1st and 10 at Freeburg's 37 with 5:37 left in the second quarter to start this drive. So the Hearts didn't not have the ball long. I know that's a double negative, but you get the idea. So 1st and 10 for Effingham at Freeburg's 37. It's already 28-0 Hearts. Shack under center, handoff. Oh, look at the hole. Look at the hole. Look at Woomer Goa when he slipped. Otherwise, he'd have had a big gain. As it is, he did all right. He's at the 20-yard line where he went down. And a gain of 17 and obviously a first down for the Hearts.
It is spotted.
Boy, his feet went out from under him right at the 20. Otherwise, he might have gone. So a gain of 17 to Freeburg's 20, and it's 1st and 10, and the Hearts wasting no time here. Shack up under center. And there's the snap. He gives it to Woomer, who goes the other way this time. Look at him go. He's got a big gain. He's down inside the 10. It's about the 7-yard line. So from the 20 to the 7, and that makes it 1st and goal.
So Chase went from having 9 yards on 5 carries to 39 yards on 7 carries with a couple of nice nice chunks broken off here.
You bet. They're gain of 13 on that play. So 1st and goal for the Hearts at Freeburg's 7-yard line. Hearts shift that double side tight end alignment. They're blocking out there for Woomer, but they got through to Woomer, and down he goes for about no gain.
Yeah, he might have picked up another spot at 7. I thought maybe he was able to salvage a yard on that one, but Freeburg did a pretty good job there.
Tom Caseberg on the stop, for those of you who might be listening from Freeburg. So 2nd and goal, still at the 7. 4:25 to go before halftime. Hearts lead 28-0. Neither team has scored in this second quarter, by the by, but there's a lot of time left. Shack up under center on 2nd and goal at the 7. They shift again to the near side on that tight end shift. Looking to throw. Oh, he's wide open. Pass is caught over there. There's a touchdown for Effingham. Nice grab by Jacob Briggerman, and the Hearts extend the lead to 34-0. Boy, you could just about see that drawn up, Dustin.
Yeah, Briggerman was definitely calling for it. He went out of the tight end position. It was a little out pattern, and he realized that he had position on his man, and he had the hand up looking for it. Shackelford found him. 5 touchdown passes for Nate tonight.
Here's the extra point try from Wolf's hold. Snap, placement, kick looks good to me. The officials agree. Ivan Angel on the kick. And it's 35-0 Hearts. 4 minutes left before halftime. Back in a minute on 96.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com. All
right, 4 minutes left in the first half. Hearts have now taken a 35-0 lead. Dustin, how about that drive?
Yeah, it was a 4-play, 37-yard drive for Effingham. And that took 1 minute and 37 seconds to complete, and it ended on a 7-yard touchdown catch for Jacob Briggerman from Nate Shackelford. Again, Nate's 5th touchdown pass of the game, and school record for touchdown passes in a game is 6, set by a couple of different guys. So Nate is 1 away from that. We'll see how that all shakes out, but for now, Hart's getting ready to kick it off.
Record-setting performance. Maybe another one. Here's the kickoff by Angel. It is taken at about the 13-yard line. He works his way up the middle. Down he goes at about the 25. So 12-yard return, not bad. And
Griffin range on the return.
Spot the football at the 26-yard line. That's where Freeburg's going to start this drive with 3:55 left in the second quarter. Gunnar Franklin on number 10 there on the stop. 4 plays, 37 yards, as Dustin said. Jake Briggerman with a 7-yard touchdown pass. Boy, 5 for 5 on extra points. People just don't always think about how important that is, that you can count on that extra point. There's a drive, and he gets it out across the 30. So a decent gain on first down.
And the different back taking the run there, 23, Griffin Range, who we've seen take a lot of kick returns. This time he runs the football, picks up a couple of yards.
Call it the 31, gain of 5. Second and 5 at the 31-yard line.
It's actually the biggest running play of the night for Freeburg.
Low snap, but he got it. Hushley is going to go down, friends, and down he goes maybe a couple of times. And there's a late flag. I think that might be a face mask. Briggerman on the stop.
And Hushley's slow getting up. He is still on the turf.
Excuse me, a different Jake. Jake Stoneburner made the stop.
Dylan Hushley is
and
the player
then,
shaking up.
I don't know. I want to see what the penalty is. Yeah, Dustin's exactly right. Dylan Hushley still on the turf, right on the 20-yard line.
It was a 15-yard face mask against the Hearts, so both of these teams have had their fair share of personal fouls, a couple for each club.
15-yard face mask penalty against the Hearts.
And I said, I think, when he started to go down, that I thought it might be a face mask.
Yeah, and I don't know, like he kind of, he sort of ran right into Stoneburner, and I don't know that Stoneburner necessarily looked to grab the face mask to bring him down by it, but that is certainly how it played out.
Freeburg a first down.
And they've got Hushley sitting up now. He's shaking up on that a little bit. That is the first down for Freeburg in this game, and it comes because of a 15-yard penalty against the Hearts.
That'll move the ball out to the 46. So the 15-yarder is the first down, as Dustin said, for the Midgets. And it's 1st and 10 for Freeburg at their 46. 3:20 left in the second quarter. The Hearts coaches just wanting an explanation, and the referee gave it to them.
Yeah, I think what you would probably see in a closer game would be Coach Hefner maybe arguing, was it a 15-yard or a 5-yard face mask, because again, Stoneburner was bringing him down anyway. He wasn't necessarily dragging him down from behind by the face mask or anything like that, but not going to get too much quibbling, I think, from the coach who's ahead 35-0.
There he has him standing up. That's good. Trainer Troy had just gotten out on the field to go out and help. Freeburg also has medical staff here, and they have him up, and so Hushley is going to be helped off the field.
And he is favoring, it looks like he's not really able to put any weight on his left leg as they're helping him off the field. So he went down awkwardly, there's no doubt about it, and that's got, I don't think, anything to do with the face mask penalty that happened there, but that's going to be a tough break for Freeburg. Is you never want to have to replace your starting quarterback in the middle of a game,
especially with the alignments they try to run.
Yeah,
I'm not sure who's the next man up in this scenario for them. Anyway, the 15-yard penalty moves it out to their 46. So Freeburg, some of their best field possession of the night, and their first down came on that penalty. 35-0 Effingham. The Hearts got 4 touchdowns in the first quarter. They've added one here in the second period, and we're really close to continuous clock.
Quarterbacking now
if
for
things
Freeburg
continue
will be 23, Griffin Range.
As it might. Griffin Range is going to step over, and he'll be the official quarterback. Although, if you're watching the video later on this, you'll understand what we mean about the official quarterback. There's the snap to him, and there's the handoff, and down goes the ball carrier after a gain.
Lucas Stone was the ball carrier.
Well, maybe no gain. Maybe a loss.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Stone might have lost a yard there. Only got back to the 45-yard line.
Tristan Elkin and Dawson Witten took him down at the 45. And that's a loss of a yard. So it's 2nd and 11.
Griffin Range. One thing you notice about him, he's very tall out there for a quarterback.
There's the snap. He runs to the far side of the field. The Hearts pursue him, but he turns it up, and a nice run. He's nearer and might have a first down.
Griffin Range.
Yeah, most productive play of the game for Freeburg.
So a gain.
Tackle was made by Jake Stoneburner.
For Freeburg to Effingham's 43.
Effingham 43.
So a gain of 22 yards. Is that right? 12 yards.
Yeah,
12 yards.
Went from the Freeburg 45 to the Effingham 43. Yep.
So, and now they run it again, and nothing. In fact, a loss. And good work by the Hearts. Had a couple of people in there. Haven Prather's in there, and Stoneburner's in there, and Hasty. And a cast of thousands, and it's a loss back to the 45, a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. So 2nd and 12 for Freeburg at Effingham's 45. We're down to 2:05 to go in the first half. We have a special guest coming in to start our halftime show. you'll want to hear from this person. Range throws, the Hearts might get it, and ends up incomplete. The intended receiver was Brock Browning, and Parker Wolf was with him step for step, and the ball falls incomplete. Stops the clock with 1:55 left in the second quarter, brings up a 3rd and 12. Next week we're playing. We'll find out tomorrow night who and where, and maybe when. But nice to know the Hearts are going to be playing. So we are ready. Range from the shotgun, rolls to the far side, throws off the wrong foot, and the ball is caught.
The pass was deflected.
Deflected off the one kid's hands and ended up being caught, I think. Yeah, they're going to call it a catch.
Well, if they do, that's going to be their first successful reception of the game, and they are going to call it a catch. Number 12, Levi Ball, was able to come away with that one, and after...
But it's not a first down. They were starting to move the sticks, and it's not a first down. So that, I think, and in fairness to the guys running the chains, they've done this once or twice. Everybody was signaling first down, but it was not a first down. It was a gain of 10, and so it's 4th and 2. At the 35. They're at the Hearts 35, and it's 4th and 2. Sorry, I wasn't more help on that, Dustin. They fake the snap. Now they check the sidelines, trying to get the Hearts to jump here on 4th and short, and the Hearts are having none of it. The clock continues to count down. Play clock's down to 3, and now they burn a timeout. So they tried to get the Hearts to jump, and when they didn't, they called timeout. So timeout, Midgets. Minute 24 to go, second quarter. Hearts lead it 35-0 on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
4th and 2 at Effingham's 35. There's a pass, and it's picked again. Another interception for Effingham. And I think it's Parker Wolf again.
It is.
And down he goes at about Effingham's 35-yard line. His 3rd pick of the game.
Yep.
Parker Wolf. Still in the first half.
Doing things out there defensively. Took that one at about the 20-yard line.
And it's returned to the 35. So, right at the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 for Effingham at their 35. This drive will start with 1:12 to go before intermission. Hearts lead it 35-0. And let's see what happens. Hearts are looking to finish the regular season 8-1 with a win tonight. Shack's going to work from the shotgun here on 1st and 10, but he does hand off, and it works pretty well. As Woomer got it out across the 40, but the time he landed, the official's only going to give him to the 40. That's still a gain of 5, and it's 2nd and 5. Under a minute to go in the first half. Again from the gun. This time they throw. Nice over-the-shoulder catch by Lewis. No, he didn't catch it. And it's fair. A guy hit him a lick, and it was fair because the ball was up for grabs. Holden never had a chance to tuck it in because Dylan Webb, with a very effective hit, knocked the ball loose. So that'll make it 3rd and 5.
Yeah, well-timed and able to shake it loose. So good defensive play there. And Effingham will have to come up with a 3rd down play here. Just under 50 seconds to go here before halftime.
3rd and 5. Effingham at their 40. They already lead 35-0 here, knocking on the door of halftime. Shack from the gun here. Gillum shifts to the near side. He's there to block. Shack's got time to throw. Catch Duncan. He's got the first down and then some. Still on his feet near the 35. And he calls time because the Hearts want to keep this drive going. No, they don't. Yeah, they do call time. Well, they called time to get the sticks moved. So it's from the 40 to the 37. So a gain of 23 on that pass play to the 37. This time Shack's going to run. And he gets up inside the 30 near the 25-yard line. Woomer carried. I'm sorry, I said Shack carried. Woomer carried to the 26. So that's a gain of 11. So that's a new first down. And they fake the handoff, and this is a pass in the flats, and Duncan's got it, and Tristan's driving and diving, and he gets thrown to the turf inside the 10. So it's first and goal. Dylan Webb with another tackle. He'll get the best spot on the bus on the way home for Freeburg, and timeout Hearts. So the pass play is complete to the 8. So from the 26 to the 8. So that's an 18-yard gain. And it's first and goal at the 8, and the Hearts call time. Whew. I got tired there.
And Tristan Duncan, now the sole owner of that single-season receptions record, to go with the single-season receiving yards record. You want to talk about records? I took a peek. Parker Wolf's 3 interceptions are one shy of a school single-game record for Effingham. Bob Smothers.
Oh, Bobby.
Did that in 1972. So keep that in mind. Of course, Effingham with a 35-point lead, possibly more if they can punch this in before halftime. There's going to be some guys who aren't going to see a lot of action in the second half, and they're going to be a lot more worried about keeping guys healthy for a playoff game next week than they are about breaking records. But just some things to keep in the back of your mind.
Great story about Bob Smothers. Bob graduated a year ahead of me. Lived in St. Anne, Illinois, up northern Illinois. Moved down here. He was going to be a good ball player. In fact, had that record for interceptions. Tom Fish, bless his heart, broke his collarbone. Bobby, all of a sudden, was the Hearts quarterback and had a heck of a year. That was fun. First and goal, not for Tom, of course. First and goal at the 8. Shack looking to throw. Comes to the near side, and it's incomplete. Duncan was the intended receiver, and he had double coverage. So Shack threw it away.
Pass was incomplete.
And it's second and goal, still at the 8. 17 seconds left before halftime. I think the Hearts are just wanting to take care of business. If they can score here and get the continuous clock in place, then they have a lot of options for who to play and how to play in the second half.
Yep, that would be nice.
35-0 Effingham. Second and goal at the 8. Shack from the gun. Good snap. Rolling to the far side. He's got a man. It's caught out there by Gillum, and he's in for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Effingham.
Jet Gillum took it to the house. That makes it 41-0.
And Nate Shackelford has even the school record for touchdown passes in a game. 6 touchdown passes thrown. Josh Douthit did it in 1999. Brandon Pinkow did it in 2005. So Nate Shackelford, welcome to the Effingham High School record book.
Josh Douthit, who you'll see officiating a lot of sports in the area, besides his work as a city police officer. So 3 men hold that record now. Here's the try for the extra point. It's up, looks good to me. Once again, the officials agree. It's 42-0 Effingham, and we're still in the first half. Kickoff on the way in 30 here on 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
All right, we've got the details in on the drive. Dustin tells me 7 plays, 65 yards, 101 to complete the drive, and the touchdown pass from Nathan Shackelford to Jet Gillum. Kick was good, and the Hearts are 6 for 6 on extra points, and it's 42-0 Hearts, and still 11 seconds to go in the first half, so we'll be under the continuous clock for the rest of the game. So get the pizza ordered now, and this has been a pretty efficient first half.
It's been fun to watch, and after taking your first loss of the season last week, this is the perfect way to answer it.
Ivan Angel, big booming kick. Hits it about the 10. It's picked up at the 11. They're looking to return it, and they get it out across the 20. And Levi Ball, a senior for this Midgets Ball Club, returns that. Again, took it at about the 12. And the return across the
Tackled by
20.
Trevin Benavides,
And to make it official,
along with Luke Spencer.
we will tell you, once they set it down, that it is at the 23-yard line.
23-yard line.
So an 11-yard return. Trevin Benavides, who continues to play more and more, and old number 22, Luke Spencer, on the stop there on special teams. So 5.7 seconds left here as Freeburg starts this drive at their own 23. Let's see what they try here. I wonder if they'll try deep because the Hearts may pick it. And something in the formation wasn't good. A procedure penalty called on Freeburg. So that'll bring it back 5. And now we're down to 4.3 seconds before halftime.
Get one more penalty in before the first half buzzer sounds.
That will move it back to the 18, because 23 minus 5 is 18 in any school district.
It's press box math with Greg Sapp.
Penalty takes it back to
Kids, you can take that to the bank.
You just never know. You never know what you're going to get.
I'm right about that one. So it's 1st and 15. Back to throw. There's a pass. It is caught. Not enough for a first down. And that will end the half. Parker Wolf, one more tackle as Ball caught the ball, and they called it at the 27, let's call it, Dustin. So a gain of 4 on that play. And that's the half. And what a half of football by the Effingham Hearts. At the break, it's Effingham 42, Freeburg nothing. We have a way busy halftime show, so stick with us here. Halftime show on the way in a minute on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
This is the Compass Advisory Group Halftime Show. For all of your insurance needs, contact Corey McDaniel at 347-9697.
All right, we are back at Klosterman Field. It is halftime. Effingham in front of Freeburg 42-0 on senior night. Last game of the regular season. Hearts hoping to finish this, and barring a really surprising situation, they will finish the season, the regular season, 8-1. And we'll find out tomorrow night when they'll play in the first week of the, or at least where and against whom in the first week of the postseason. We're expecting a guest in a moment, along with Dustin Stats and scores from Gail and Brian. Here's a look at the scoring. That started with 10:51 to go in the first quarter. The Hearts got the ball at the 22 of Freeburg, and 2 plays later they scored on a pass play from Nate Shackelford to Jet Gillum. Kick was good, and the Hearts had a 7-0 lead. They scored again less than 2 minutes later with 9:15 left in the quarter. They got the ball at their 44. One pass, Shack to Tristan Duncan, 56-yard touchdown pass. Kick was good, and it was 14-0. With 6:29 in the first quarter, the Hearts got the ball at Freeburg's 43, and 3 plays later, a pass play from Shack to Tristan Duncan. The kick was good, and it was 21-0 Effingham. Effingham scored one more time in the first quarter. That came with 2:26 left in the period. They got the ball at Freeburg's 21. 4 plays later, they scored on a 10-yard pass play to Cam Calber from Shack. The kick was good, and the Hearts had a 28-0 lead still in the first quarter. Hearts scored 2 more times in the second quarter. They scored with 4 minutes left before halftime at the end of a 4-play, 37-yard drive. Took a minute 37, and that was highlighted by a pass to Jacob Briggerman. The kick was good, and Effingham was up 35-0. And they scored one more time with 10.9 seconds left in the second quarter at the end of a 7-play, 65-yard drive that took a minute 1 to finish. And that was a pass play to Jet Gillum for 8. The kick was good, and the Hearts had a 42-0 lead at halftime. And they were rolling. And you know, when you think about football, you think about a lot of people and the fact that it takes an awful lot of people to make a team and to put together a team. And one of the people that has quietly worked behind the scenes for some 13 seasons is my friend Kathleen Smith. And she is just about ready to call it a day as far as the queen of the JFL, as we all call her. And so, Kathleen, people that you're related to and me wanted to make sure we had a chance to say thank you for the job you've done.
Well, thank you.
It's been a lot of fun, and of course your son played football for Effingham and did such a wonderful job, but how'd you get involved? Because I know your husband, of course, has been around it all his life.
It was just a passion of mine. I mean, my nephew played, and my daughter started cheering for JFL, and when she started cheering, I just started getting involved, and it just went from there.
Smitty told me that the estimate is between players and cheerleaders that you've worked with in JFL, we're talking like maybe 1,700 young people.
There's usually about 130 per year, so that's a lot.
My goodness. And I know you've got a grandbaby now and other responsibilities. She's on the school board. She still has her job. She still has a family. That's plenty on the plate. But is it going to be a little weird on Saturdays?
Probably, yeah. It'll probably take some time to get used to that, but I'll still be around.
I thought you might be.
Yeah.
Man, talk about what you've seen is the benefit of JFL as far as getting young people ready for what they'll experience in high school.
Well, I think the main thing with JFL is just to get them in a routine, get them in a structured routine, give the kids something to do through the summer before school starts. The discipline in football is very important, and young kids need that.
And the team aspect and the family aspect of football, too.
It's an amazing family atmosphere, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing.
Well, Kathleen, we didn't want this to go by without marking it. Thank you for coming up and being our guest. Thank you for all the good you've done and continue to do. And we'll look forward to working with you in lots of other ways in the future.
Yes, thank you.
You bet.
Thanks for all you do.
Thank you. That's Kathleen Smith, and we're really glad we got a chance to visit with her. Certainly the queen of the JFL, you betcha. And that's an awful lot of folks she's had an impact on in a very, very positive way. Dustin's working on stats on that first half, and he is ready to go.
I am, Greg, and let me tell you something. Effingham limited Freeburg to 48 yards of total offense in the first half. They outgained Freeburg 274 to 48. In fact, the Hearts had 14 first downs in the first half of play. 4 rushing first downs, 9 through the air, 1 by penalty. Freeburg had just 2 first downs, and they didn't have any for the longest time. There toward the end of the half, they got 1 by penalty, and then on the next possession got one on the running game, but just 2 first downs for the Midgets. Effingham has run the ball 17 times tonight for 71 yards and a 4.2-yard average. Freeburg, 18 running plays for 29 yards and a 1.6-yard average. Of course, the difference is in the passing game. The Hearts, 18 pass attempts tonight, 10 of them successful, none of them intercepted, 203 yards and 6 touchdowns. For Freeburg, combination of quarterbacks have thrown the ball 11 times. They've had 2 completed passes, but they've had 3 intercepted. That's not a great ratio. And 19 passing yards in the first half. That's not great either. So, again, the Hearts 35 plays for 274 yards of total offense in the first half. Freeburg 29 plays, 48 yards of total offense. The Hearts have taken it away 3 times, so Freeburg with 3 turnovers. Effingham has fumbled a couple of times, but they were able to recover both of those. The Hearts penalized twice for 30 yards in the first half. Freeburg penalized 5 times for 58 yards. And the time of possession pretty well even. Effingham checks in at 11:55. Freeburg is going to be in there at 12:05, and I don't even know if I'll keep track of that in the second half, because with the running clock, it's going to be a little screwy, as Effingham is going to get the ball first to start the second half, so they're going to take a lot of time off the clock right off the bat. As far as individual statistics, I'm going to start with Freeburg. Lucas Stone, 13 rushing yards on 9 attempts. Griffin Range, 15 yards on 3 carries. And Dylan Hushley, the Freeburg starting quarterback, he had a net of 1 yard on his 6 carries. Left the game late in the second half, not putting any weight at all on his left foot. I'm going to guess that he's probably done for the night, considering that they're down 42 points, and they're not going to be playing next week. So I can't imagine that they are going to try and get him back out there. But Hushley, while he played, was 0 for 7 passing the ball with 2 interceptions. Griffin Range took over the quarterbacking duties from there, and he was 2 for 4 for 19 yards. He was also picked off once. Both of those catches went to Levi Ball, so 2 receptions, 19 yards for the Freeburg receiver. And better get their punting in. The Freeburg punter, Mason Combs, he has kicked it 4 times for a 33.8-yard average. And Griffin Range, 79 yards of kick returns on his 4 returns. Brock Browning, 30 kick return yards on his 2 returns. And Levi Ball had a 12-yard return. Now for Effingham, Chase Wimmer, he's up to 55 yards on 10 carries. He got off to a rough start. He only had 9 after his first 5 carries, but then had runs of 17, 13, and 11 among his last 5 to get him up to 55. Nate Shackelford, 5 carries for 29 yards. And then you have your guys that recovered fumbles and had to eat some yardage. Jacob Stoneburner, -2, and Jet Gillum, -11. It's not because they ran the ball and weren't successful. It's because they saved possessions for Effingham. So they get their names on that stat sheet in an unfortunate way. As far as passing goes, Nate Shackelford, 10 for 17, 203 yards and 6 touchdowns. So again, he has equaled the Effingham High School mark for touchdown passes thrown in a game. Josh Douthit in 1999, Brandon Pankow in 2005, and Nate Shackelford in 2019. Guys who have thrown 6 touchdown passes in a game. And then Jacob Logan on that fake punt also threw a pass in this game. He is 0 for 1. 5 different Effingham receivers caught passes in that first half. 4 different kids had touchdown catches. Tristan Duncan, though, was the leader. 140 yards on 4 receptions for him, including 2 touchdowns. Those were touchdown catches of 56 and 43 yards. And Tristan Duncan has eclipsed a couple of other records tonight. I'll get to that in 1 second. Jet Gillum, 2 catches for 29 yards. He's got 2 touchdowns tonight. And Jacob Bergerman, 2 receptions for 14 yards. He has a touchdown. Cameron Kalber, 1 catch for 10 yards. That was a touchdown catch. And Holden Lewis, 1 catch for 10 yards. And Holden couldn't find the end zone. I don't know what's wrong with him. The only Effingham receiver to not catch a touchdown pass in the first half. But all joking aside, Effingham clicking in the passing game. And yeah, Tristan Duncan now sits at 53 receptions for the season and 1,094 yards receiving. That is, the 1094 is an unofficial number. The Effingham official stats might differ a little bit, but regardless, those are both records now, because the previous record was 51 receptions in a season. That was Steve Klosterman. The previous receiving yards in a season mark was 1,032. Logan Ellington set that back in 2007, and so now Tristan Duncan has passed both of them up. He is already the career receiving yards leader at Effingham. He broke that a while back, and he is the career receptions leader at Effingham. He broke that last week at Mount Zion, and Tristan was not out there for the senior night festivities because Tristan is a junior. So these numbers, as long as he stays healthy, are going to keep growing and going to be a lot more difficult for the next challenger to try to break somewhere down the road. So
you're exactly right.
So we wanted to make sure we recognized all that. A couple more things. Dawson Witten, he punted 1 for 37 yards. Parker Wolf, he had a punt return of 13 yards, but he also had 3 interceptions in the first half, 33 return yards on those. And not that I think he's probably going to play enough to get a chance to do it, but 4 interceptions in a game is also an Effingham record, so he's at least knocking on the door there. But, hey, when you talk about that kind of stuff in a halftime show, it means that Effingham is doing a pretty good job, and they are. They have a 42-0 lead here at halftime. They are going to go 8-1 and most likely be playing right back here at Klosterman Field in a playoff game next week. We'll have to wait and see, but I can't imagine at 8-1 that they don't get to. So things are going well here at halftime, Greg. Let
me tell my Logan Ellington story because it's a great story to tell. Now, I could tell a lot of basketball stories about Logan, but my best football story is that he and Curran McNeely were seniors together. Curran's going to be the baseball coach now at Effingham, and they had a bet. Curran hadn't played basketball. Logan hadn't played football. so they decided, well, okay, Ellington, you have to play football. Okay, McNeely, you have to play basketball. So Curran played basketball, and he was big.
Yeah.
And he took up a lot of space underneath and was a big help in that regard.
He was, yeah, go ahead.
But Logan, who'd never played football, sets the record for for a single season receiving yardage.
One of them was certainly more of a standout in their off sport. Now, Curran was fun to watch play basketball because in addition to taking up space and being big, he was also the designated get under the skin of the most annoying player on the other team guy, especially if they were playing Salem. I always happen to notice that he had fun playing against Salem. There was a nice little rivalry between Effingham and Salem back in those days, and so Curran was, he was the kid who came in to throw his weight around a little bit, maybe an elbow or two. I don't exactly recall the details. It's getting fuzzy now, but that was a fun deal. Curran was the quarterback on those Effingham football teams and ran the ball a lot, set or challenged a lot of records in his own right. A great player, and so that it was a fun little arrangement they had.
11. Logan Ellington plays 1 year of football, sets the career record for most yardage in a season.
And it stood for a dozen years. And
it sure did.
And, just based on what we're seeing and what we have seen, this record that Tristan Duncan has set and will add to, before it's all said and done, probably going to stand for a while on its own right.
Well, speaking of numbers, I know some people who've been working hard back at the studios at the sports desk getting scores on other games. So, Gail and Brian, you probably flipped a coin to see who's going to share, and my guess is Gail won.
How'd you know?
See, I knew that. What do you have?
You're awesome.
Shucks.
Oh, shucks. All right, we do have some halftime scores. We're real quick, but we do have some halftimes. Looks like we've got Marion over Mattoon so far 14-0 at the half. Taylorville leads Beth Alto Civic Memorial 35-0. At the half, Marshall leading Newton 18-14. We've got KZ Westfield on top of Red Hill 21-6. At the half, Martinsville leading Oblong 8-0. At the half, Richland County leads Robinson 16-7. At the half, Paris leading Flora 34-6. Late in the second quarter, Pana leads Hillsboro 40-0. At the half, Vandalia leads Greenville 31-0. Looks like Mount Zion was leading Troy Triad 14-10 in the second quarter. And if you want to know about baseball, in the bottom of the third, the Astros lead 2-0. And you talked about tennis. Did you want to know kind of what was going on there?
That would be very helpful because we have a lot of kids still playing at the state tennis tournament. At least we did the end of this afternoon.
Well, the only thing I found is Effingham St. Anthony, Emily Mossman. She won, then lost, and then won. So she's in the consolation semis. And I assume that's tomorrow because that's 4.5 hours ago.
Correct.
Those results. And then Allison is at Kowalski.
That's
and Avery Green. They did the same thing. Win, lost one, and so they're in the consolation semis as well. And they play Teutopolis, Allie Brumlevy and Macy Prope, so that'll be interesting.
Oh, for heaven's sake. So they go all that way to Chicagoland. They end up playing each other.
Just to play T-Town, that's right.
Oh, that's wild. And Allie and Macy have just had a great run. They had won, then lost, then won, so that got them in the consolation semifinals.
That's awesome.
And Diana Mossman played singles for Teutopolis. She lost, then won, then lost. Then Jaslyn Street, and I apologize if I have not pronounced her name correctly, won, then lost, then won, then lost. So she went 3-2 at state. So congratulations to her as well. So all those kids involved in state tournament tennis. Now, that doesn't exhaust postseason because it's fall when we have 8,000 sports. Tomorrow is cross-country regional action, and the 1A Robinson Regional is set for 10 o'clock tomorrow. The boys will run right after the girls, which is probably how it happens a lot. Anyway, those that are in that meet include Altamont, Cumberland, Dietrich, St. Anthony, North Clay, Neoga, Newton, Teutopolis, Casey Westfield, the Crispin Co-op, Flora, Hudsonville, Lawrenceville, Marshall, Mount Carmel, Oakland Co-op. So that's all those little schools up there. And Paris and Robinson. They're all running in that Robinson Regional tomorrow morning. The winner will then the qualifiers will then come to St. Anthony for the sectional. That'll be next Saturday, and they'll run that out at Mid-America. And then the state finals is set for Saturday, November 9th at Detweiler Park in Peoria. So that happening tomorrow as far as 1A cross-country regional. And there's a 2A cross-country, there we go, Mattoon Regional. They're going to run that at Lakeland College tomorrow morning. The girls run at 10, the boys run at 11, and that's where Effingham will be. So that's tomorrow morning at the Effingham cross-country regional. So the best of success to all the cross-country runners around here that are in regional competition tomorrow. We have NASCAR action for you Sunday. No Saturday race, one race on Sunday. That'll start at 1 o'clock, and they're headed to Martinsville again, and that's been a fun place to run a race this year. So we'll have that at 1 o'clock Sunday, and that'll be on your home for NASCAR, KJ Country at 102.3.
You going to go over to that cross-country regional tomorrow and see if they've got an open race or not?
No. I have a bad hoof now, so I'm a scratch, unfortunately.
Okay. Well,
but
maybe next year.
Maybe. Who knows? I think I know, but who knows? You have a much better shot at being in it than me.
Yeah, well, I might have to go to one. They always used to have open races at those big invitationals, and a lot of the coaches would run and stuff too. It might be fun to go see if I can keep up with any of the kids.
You bet. We will mention again that the plan tomorrow night is for us to find out who will be in the postseason as far as high school football. And the IHSA will start. I mean, it's a big deal. And it is a big deal. Mm-hmm. And they'll be getting started right about 7 o'clock tomorrow night with 1A, and they'll go a class at a time. So that's why I had said that at about 8 o'clock we ought to be seeing 4A results. And they'll put them up a class at a time, and then we'll know more about who the Hearts will play and where the Hearts will play. And Dustin's exactly right. I can't imagine any scenario that the Hearts won't be here. But just to make sure, 7:30 is when it'll start. All right, now that I went to the IHSA page, I can tell you the truth, right? The football playoff pairing night schedule, 7:30 to 8 o'clock is the preview show, and then 8 o'clock they'll start on the playoff classes. So I was right, it is 8 o'clock. So, and by 10 o'clock, everybody ought to know who they're playing. Now, we'll see how much impact the Chicagoland situation has. I got the word, and Larry Wilson, you said there was a lawsuit decided today, Larry, by a judge in Chicagoland that's going to let some people play even though they haven't played 9 games. Okay, all right, so it's going to be wacky, and we won't know the sum of it until tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's always the thing that gets talked about when teacher strikes happen, is that it does affect athletics, and it always just depends on your perspective and where you're coming at it from, as far as what that means to you, and whether you think it should be how important of a factor it is. It's it's one of those things. It's such a complicated situation. So many different things happening up there that it does stink, though, that the timing of it syncs up with the playoffs, and it will create some confusion, and it affects everybody. The way these playoff seedings work is that one thing changing in a class has an effect on where everybody else fits into the overall puzzle, and not just in your class, but determining on which schools are going to be in which class. I mean, it's quite the process. I've never been able to completely get a handle on it. There's guys out there who study this, and they could probably tell you as soon as the game's in tonight. They could probably tell you, pretty much what the classes are going to be and who's going to go where and who's going to play who. I figure I can wait a day,
Yes,
and just find out. I don't have that kind of spare time, but I'm glad that some people are able to do that and have a passion for it.
There is discussion that Mount Zion may end up in 5A. And
well, after last week, I wouldn't be really sad about that.
No.
They're very good.
And that Rochester may go to 5A. So that's two pretty good programs that wouldn't be in 4A, and we'll see the result of that.
Rochester's always one that you, in 4A, it's just sort of like, when are we going to run into them, because they're a perennial powerhouse, well-coached, and, just a stable of athletes. So, I don't know. You always want to. They always say you got to beat the best to be the best, but by the same token, if the best in your class was somebody besides Rochester for a year, it wouldn't be. I don't think anybody would cry about it either.
Not in the least. Hey, we're finally ready for football. Had the extended halftime. I'm sorry that I did not get the list of senior band kids. They were introduced here at halftime, and it's a wonderful bunch of kids. And my friend Will McGee, shout out to you, William. You did a great job. Line drive on the kickoff, and it's off the hands of the Hearts, and now they're coming to the near side of the field, and they're going to have terrible field position. And that Dawson Witten, Trevor Donsbach, 28. Yeah. Trevor Donsbach got that ball, the 28, not the 20, and they're going to put him down at the 4. First down for the Hearts at the 4. That's where they'll start this drive. So we'll see with a continuous clock about how this thing's going to go.
Peyton Lyon, number 3 for Freeburg, finally gets to kick off in this game. That was a deep one.
He's saying, I got to find a way to utilize my abilities. So now they're going to wind up the clock, and that should be one of the few times that the clock stops. Because it is 42-0. And Nate Thompson's out to quarterback for Effingham. So I think we've seen the last of Shaq and the rest of the compadres, and we'll try to keep you up to date on who has the football for Effingham. So Thompson up under center on 1st and 10. Again, the Hearts start this drive at their 4. And they hand off to the deep back, and he turns it up and got to 5. Donsbach might have got 1 here by the time they peel him off the turf, and it'll be 2nd and 9. Again, a continuous clock now because it's 42-0 Effingham as we start the second half. Keegan Baker heads in for the Hearts.
The 5-yard line makes it 2nd and 9.
He has been a busy lad. Also checking in for Effingham is Dalton Fox. So those kids in the Hearts array. And it's 2nd and 9 at the 5. Nate Thompson, we'll be talking lots more about him in a month or so when the basketball season gets underway. And there's a late flag. Wasn't a play clock, so I'm not sure what happened here.
I'm thinking that possibly the officials are pointing Freeburg's way. Did they jump?
Maybe so. Maybe somebody lined up offside.
Yeah, no, they're bringing it.
That's on the Hearts.
Bringing it back half the distance.
So from the, no, it is on Freeburg. No, it's on the Hearts. Arguing with myself now. So it was at the 5, 4. Anyway, it's at the 3. So 2nd down. And there's the snap and trying to dive over the pile and moving out across the 5. Keegan Baker showing the leaping ability there. And he turned it into a nice gain, as it turns out.
Yeah, a little hurling there. And, able to pick up some yards out of it.
From the 3 to the 7, so a gain of 4. And that makes it 3rd and 8. And Donsbach back in, Baker to the sidelines. And again, it's 42-0, so the clock's going to run. So we'll have a quick second half for you here. Thompson up under center on 3rd and 8. There's the snap and a handoff because Hearts aren't going to try anything fancy here.
Handoff was to Trevor Donsbach.
And let's see whether Donsbach might have got back to the line of scrimmage. There wasn't much room.
Back to the 5.
And lost to the 5, so a loss of 2. And that will make it 4th down. And the Hearts will have to kick it away.
Dawson Witten going to get out there. I assume that they'll still go with the regular punt team, and they do. Dawson is lined up. Looks like he's about maybe 2 small steps or 1 big step away from the back of the end zone there.
I'm not sure who the backup punter is. I would guess Angel. So we'll see. Anyway, Dawson Witten hits it, and it hit it well, but he hit it at the 35, and then it took a Freeburg bounce, so the Hearts grabbed it quickly. And Stoneburner steps in and grabs it, and field position is going to be outstanding for Freeburg. They'll have it 1st and 10 at Effingham's 31-yard line. So from the 5 to the 31, a 26-yard punt. So Freeburg, 1st and 10 at Effingham's 31. Now remember, it's 40, and even if it gets less than 40, it stays a continuous clock. They fake a handoff. Instead, Freeburg runs it up the middle, and they have it to the 25, and that's Griffin Range, who's now the quarterback after the injury in the first half. And he gains from the 31 to, I think, the 25. That's a gain of, this is 25. Gain of 6, and it's 2nd and 4.
First contact by Jonathan Zeruzen.
Freeburg still rolling with its starting personnel here in the second half.
Jonathan Zeruzen in on defense for the Hearts, makes the tackle. They run it this way, and Ball, nice gain, took it inside the 20. And he got run out by Peyton Simmons and Zach Slifer.
Gets a first down, Freeburg.
Ball advances the ball to the 17, so a gain of 8. So that's plenty enough for a first down. And again, Griffin Range quarterbacking now for Freeburg. And they run it up the gut, and a nice misdirection play, and they get a gain to the 10. Lucas Stone carried, and they had people going every which way, and a gain to the 10. And Sean Cochran in on the stop, but a gain of 7 to the 10. So this Freeburg bunch doing well against the Hearts. Second bunch. From the shotgun, there's the snap. There's the handoff. He turns it up, and then the Hearts run him out of bounds. That ball carrier was Brock Browning. And it's a gain.
It'll be a 1st and goal.
To the 5. So gain of 5 more. And it's 1st and goal for Freeburg at the Hearts 5.
Midgets have as many first downs in the first 5 minutes of play here in the second half as they did the entirety of the first half.
6:50 left in the third quarter. Again, we're operating with a continuous clock. There's the snap, and they run it up the gut, and the man dives forward to about the 2. Stone had the direct snap, and he gains to the 3. So a gain of 2 to the 3, and it's 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line.
Gains down to the 3-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal.
From the shotgun again, there's the snap to Range. He keeps this time, and he drives, and he dives, and he's in for a touchdown.
Griffin Range.
So Griffin Range, the quarterback, took it in himself, and Freeburg's on the board. It's 42-6. The score comes with 6:07 to go in the third quarter.
So the Midgets, they will not be shut out in this game. But of course, like you mentioned, the running clock remains intact, so no matter what they do, this game's going to keep rolling right along.
And they're ready to try for 1. And the field goal kicker, the extra point kicker, is Peyton Lyon. And here is his kick, and it's high and deep and good. So Peyton Lyon kicks for 1. How about a kicker who's 6'3" and 225? That'll take up some space.
Yeah.
And he blasted it through, and Freeburg's on the board. So with 6:07, I think I said, the score. And let's take a 30-second break here on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
Getting tense at the World Series. Juan Soto gave the Astros righty the shuffle, and then Zach Greinke threw one up and in. So, get a little tense there at the World Series.
Yeah, I think Houston should probably just worry about winning a ball game at this point.
I think that's a good advice.
Not really ever a fan of throwing at people, but especially not in that situation.
Line drive up the middle, and the Hearts let it go into the end zone for a touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 Hearts at their 20-yard line, down to 4:09 to go in the third quarter. Again, continuous clock, so we'll be going home early tonight. That ended up being, I never did let you tell me about the drive, did I?
It was a 6-play, 31-yard drive. And obviously with the running clock,
sometime
4 minutes and 44 seconds if you want to go from when Freeburg kicked it off and actually relinquished possession of the football. That's what I've got.
Seems plausible to me.
It's not perfect, but it really doesn't matter, does it?
Nope. So 1st and 10 for Effingham at their 20. Again, Nate Thompson is the quarterback for Effingham. And the Hearts taking time getting this play off. There's the handoff. Keegan Baker with the football. Boy, he's still on his feet. Now there's a late flag. Let's see what that's about. He got it out to about the 25-yard line. And the side official saw something he didn't like.
Well, the flags will ensure that even fewer plays get run with this running clock because, again, even when they're conferring, well, no, they do actually stop the clock on penalties, don't they? So it's a hold against the Hearts.
So
it must have been right around the line of scrimmage.
Back to the 11. So from the 21 to the 11, it's 1st and 19. For Effingham.
The down remains the same. It'll be
Thompson came to the sidelines for the play. Donsbach's back in at the running back spot. 42-7 Effingham. We're just deciding the final score. The continuous clock in effect. And so it's some folks that we don't get to talk about a lot out here for Effingham. And decent run. Donsbach, who's been a busy kid this year the way the season's broken down. And I mean that in a complimentary way. He's gotten to run a lot this year.
Yeah, you were saying names we don't get to say a lot, but we have gotten a few opportunities here and there as the Hearts have certainly smacked around a few teams on their schedule and had a chance to get some of their second stringers into the games late, and Trevor Donsbach is among them. He's done a good job.
Gain of 2 to the 13, Dustin, so it's 2nd and 17. Still a long way to go on this drive. Baker, the tailback in the eye here. Thompson up under center. There's the snap. Baker gets it, and then he got it. He just barely got the ball tucked in, and down he went.
Yeah, that guy that dragged him down is about twice his size, too. I think that was Marcus Irby. They have a lineman out there, Marcus Irby, who is 6'5", 335. I'm pretty sure that's number 99 that made the tackle on that play.
They have 2 335-pound kids. They also have Jordan Yarber. He goes at 335, so 2 tons of fun there. Down to a minute and a half to go in the third quarter with this continuous clock. It's 42-7 Effingham. They scored 4 touchdowns in the first quarter.
Keegan Baker, by the way, 5'6", 160. So
yeah.
Tackled by a guy that's literally twice his size, weight-wise.
Seth McMurray lined up wide left. Instead, they run it. Trevor Donsbach held on, and he gained a little. Call it the 11.
Eli Horner along with Jacob Carmack.
I lost track of where the line of scrimmage was.
Yeah, that's a no gain then, because the line of scrimmage on that play was
Thank you very much.
No gain. So.
All right, so 4th and 19 at the 11. Yes, Virginia, the Hearts will punt.
They'll punt, but I'll tell you, they're already under a minute to go here on this third quarter clock.
Well, apparently they were thinking about not punting, but now they run off the offense, and now the special teams kids are out there.
You're going to have to get this one off. There's only 7 seconds left on the play clock as they get settled on the line. 4.
And there's the snap. They got her done. And Whitney, nice kick, hits out around the 40 and takes an Effingham bounce and
tried to return it. That was not probably the smartest thing to do for number 12 Levi Ball out there, but he's worked out, I guess.
Been a busy kid. He picked it up at the 43 and went down at the 43. Maybe 42 if I'm being very generous. Anyway, that's going to end the third quarter. So 3/4 in the books under a continuous clock, and the Hearts are rolling. Effingham 42, Freeburg 7 on 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
I'm not going to cha-cha. They had the cha-cha song they're going.
Yeah, the Cuban Shuffle. I was going to say, were you doing it or not?
I think I...
Oh, wait a minute. That wasn't Cuban Shuffle. That's something different,
Maybe I defected.
I don't know. I'm not used to hearing that song outside of a wedding reception.
Big at wedding receptions. Meanwhile, Freeburg tried to pass, and it came up incomplete. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. Freeburg with the ball on on the Hearts 42-yard line, pardon me.
You might have danced a step or two.
Well, maybe. That'll be the last one I dance for a while. Anyway, they run it up the gut, and a great run inside Effingham's 30-yard line as they got a nice opening up the middle.
Luke Stone, he's picking up a first
Luke
down.
Stone's been a busy kid tonight, and it gets to Effingham's 28. So from the 42 to the 28, again a 14, and the new set of downs for Freeburg.
And Dylan Hushley is back out there, by the way.
That's really good news that he's healthy enough to be back out there, and he flings one up for grabs, and it's caught. And it's a touchdown.
Touchdown, Freeburg. Brock Browning on the 28-yard.
So Brock Browning, you spell his name B-R-A-U-C. Brock Browning made the catch, and it's a 28-yard touchdown pass, and it's 42-13. Not that I'm expecting that who's ahead is going to change, but we'll say 10:36, and it's 42-13, and they're going to kick for one here.
What it's going to do is possibly make this final score seem a lot closer than the game ever actually was.
But you all know.
That's right. You listen to us, and you know exactly how this game went.
There's the snap, the placement, the kick is up. It looks good to me. The officials agree, and it's 42-14. Peyton Lyon. He's a big kid, and he kicked it through. 42-14. Back with the kickoff in a moment on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
So it's 42-14. That drive was 2 plays and 42 yards, highlighted by the 28-yard touchdown pass to Brock Browning. Kick was good, and so it's 42-14, and it was 42-0 before Freeburg has been scoring these last 2 possessions, and a bit of a mix as far as defenders out there for Effingham. So we can pick up some kids throughout the course of the game. Eventually, here is the kickoff. And it's high end over end, easy for me to say. The ball's taken at about the 12, and a great run back by Donsbach. Look at Trevor Donsbach go. He's to midfield. He's into Freeburg territory down at the 40-yard line. Well, hello, Trevor. Great return. Went to the far side of the field, got a big head of steam up, and ended up advancing the football to Freeburg's 40-yard line. And, oh, yes, let me tell you about a flag being thrown. Hopefully it's not going to come back. And I don't think so, the way everybody's shaping up here. Ball is placed at Freeburg's 42, so I might have been a little ambitious about the return yardage. And it's a personal foul, and it's on Freeburg. And the Hearts, of course, will say yippee, and that moves it another 15 yards down the field. And so it ends up at Freeburg's 27.
So a 48-yard
Last call for the
48. No, going to be a slightly less than that. A 46-yard return for Donsbach on that kick.
You and I should have got a ticket in on that autographed helmet.
I think it might be worth something someday.
Scott's been trying to give that thing away, and I'd be glad to have it. All right, 1st and 10. Effingham is at Freeburg's 27. Scott Moser working hard down there in the PA. Hopefully he gets to announce a couple of more games this year. Keegan Baker ran into several people and goes down at the 30. So
he was finished off by Jake Carmack.
It ends up going the wrong way for the Hearts, back to the 30. And so it will be 2nd and 13.
Loss of 3 back to the 30 brings
down to 7:38 on our continuous clock, running clock. I hear different people call it different things. I guess it would be continuous if it never stopped. So I should redefine.
Autographed helmet, it's an orange ticket.
I think it's just one of those things, you know. You say tomato, I say tomato.
Well, let's call the whole thing off, huh? Oh, man. I think it was Cole Porter. He was not quarterbacking back then, though. From the 30, here's the handoff. And look at Donsbach. He got dozy-doed to about the 26. He would have maybe got no yardage except for Freeburg's kids throwing him another couple of yards. So a gain of 4 to the 26.
Down to the 26-yard line, it's 3rd and 9.
It's 3rd and 9. And we're down to 6:50 to go.
Yeah, Effingham will probably run a play on 4th down if they don't get the necessary yardage to move the chains right here, and that's going to run another minute and a half off the clock by the time it's all said and done. So, you know, they're just salting this thing away. And again, the score is going to seem closer than the game ever was.
Mr. Nathan Thompson up under center, the Hearts quarterback now. Handoff. That's Baker, I believe, and Keegan got it inside the 25, and then back he came, and let's see what the flag's about.
That'll stop the clock. So, yeah, the only thing that can stop the clock is the officials at this point, and they're taking advantage of the opportunity. It's a hold against the Hearts.
Yes, it is. That'll bring it back 10. Flag is thrown. It's laying at the 25.
Congratulations to Rhonda Geckner. She was the winner of tonight's autograph.
Well, there you are. Rhonda Geckner won the autographed helmet. Good listener, so way to go, Rhonda. So a 10-yard mark off for the hold. Next week, we will be playing football, and we don't know where and who and when, but we will tomorrow night know where, and we'll know who. So, again, the actual announcement of the first-round pairing starts at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, and I'll be at the studios to make sure we get it online and on the air, because I want to know, too. You don't have to come. You stay home with the kids.
I'm not going to say that I already intended to.
It's all right.
I don't think I have to say it now.
So from the 30, the Hearts hand off, and I'm not sure if they got the number of that truck that hit Trevor Donsbach, but he got a couple of yards.
Yeah, Freeburg knows that they're probably done here in the next 5 minutes and 45 seconds, and so they're going to make sure they get their money's worth on these last few plays here.
The 34-yard line.
It is at the 34, so it's 4th and 17. Highly unlikely the Hearts are going to convert here, but hey, it's a little deep to punt, so go for it, right?
Well, Dawson Witten's out there.
Oh, so my. Well,
he's going to try to pin him deep.
And he's just the guy who can do it. Still running people out there on the punt team. Just about to get everybody. Jacob Logan says, wait, let me get my shin strap snapped. Now we're good. 3, 2, 1. There's the snap, though. And there's the punt. And he says, heck with it. I'll just punt it in the end zone. So a touchback. That'll bring it out to the 20. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Freeburg at the 20-yard line. Clock continues to roll. We're going to be done here in 4 minutes and 50 seconds. So get ready for a visit with Coach, and we'll all see how many scores that can be delivered. And we'll have all the dust and stats, and I'll recap the scoring. So,
yeah, we'll have to run a pretty long post-game show, I think, for any other games across the area to get over with, because this one is definitely flying by. It was moving pretty quick anyway, but just after 9 o'clock, and we're going to be done real soon.
So Freeburg's ball at the 20, 1st and 10, and they run it, and a gain of maybe 2. If I'm really generous, I think I'm not. Ball carried, and he got a yard to the 21, and it's 2nd and 9. And we're at 4 minutes to go, and shout out to Noah Jones, number 4 in your hearts. Saw him wheeling in tonight when I was out here getting set up. He's on the stop. There is the handoff, and they might move it up the middle, and somebody better tackle that kid or there's going to be another score. And eventually down he goes. Nice work by Trevin Benavides. He came out of nowhere to make a touchdown-saving tackle. He did step out of bounds, but who cares, because we got a continuing clock. Gain is to the 44 of Effingham, so 36-yard gallop there, Dustin. So 1st and 10 at Effingham's 44, and we're down to 3:14 left in the game. Snap. Quarterback's going to keep. And he keeps on running inside the 35. So Hushley with a gain. Now they're going to call it the 36. Wow. He didn't get as much as I thought he got. He got 8, though. And it's 2nd and 2.5. We're down to 2:47 to go. From the shotgun, there's the snap. Hushley hands off. And the running back says, thanks a lot. And he gets it to about the 30, I think.
It's a first down, Freeburg.
And it is enough for a Freeburg first down. The gain is to the 31. So a gain of 5. That's enough for first down. And we're down to 2:18 to go. So again, from the gun, the snap, the handoff. They found a seam. Nice run. He's still on his feet, eluding tackles, as it were, and he ends up inside the 20-yard line. And that ball carrier is Brady Schmitz. And he's galloping, and he is at the 18. So from the 31 to the 18, a gain of 13 yards. And we're down to 1:45 left in the game.
Schmitz has got 53 yards on 3 carries.
Hearts lead at 42-14, added up 42-0 for the second squad came in, and nice run here, and he's inside the 10. So running with some fearsomeness. Brady Schmidt says, I have come to play, and he gets it to the 9. So from the 18 to the 9, a gain of 9, and it's 2nd and 1. And we're down to 1:15 to go. And now they've got Hoshley in the official quarterback spot. He hands it off. That's ball. He's going to the far side, and down he goes, and they lost yardage on that one.
Yeah, he was frustrated, slamming the ball at the turf as he tried to make that cut, and his feet came out from underneath him. Otherwise, he might have had a chance to try and challenge the goal line there.
Tristan Elkin back in the game, or still in the game, got the stop. And it is a loss of 2, back to the 11. And it's 3rd and 3, and we're down to 38 seconds left. So now I think the Hearts want to get a stop. Meanwhile, Freeburg turns it up, and they got it back inside the 10, but I think they're going to run out of time.
First tackler was Jake Logan.
Ball that time. The gain to the 8, gain of 3.
First and goal from the 7.
7, gain of 4, pardon me, Dustin, to the 7. And a snap goes awry, and down goes the quarterback, and that's how the game will end, with a sack.
No, one more flag, so it's not going to end. We're going to have to run one more play.
Yeah, the flag's thrown back here at the 20.
Thinking maybe possibly a face mask. It's going to be my guess.
Boy, the snap went about 800 feet over the quarterback's head.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. Number 71. Previous spot half the distance.
Oh, gave the number and everything. So a personal foul. And they'll walk half the distance. It was at about the 8, so that ought to take it to the 4. Again, my keen math skills going to work. So the ball's at the 4, 5.1 seconds left. So about 3-some yards gained on the penalty. This ought to be the last play of the game. The throw into the end zone, and he caught it. And a touchdown for Freeburg at the buzzer.
Well, it's real nice for them. But
so just double checking on who made the catch.
23, right? Griffin Range.
Griffin Range. So they sent him to the corner of the end zone, and they threw, and he caught it. And it's 42-20, and they do have to do the point after, so don't leave everybody. Although several people are leaving for Freeburg, but there comes the extra point team. So they'll kick this extra point, and then that'll be the show. And the Hearts will have accomplished an 8-1 regular season. That's pretty special.
Yeah, and 42-20 or 42-21, it's going to look like it was kind of a ball game, but obviously Effingham kicked their tails pretty good, and a lot of these scores came first team against second team.
There's the kick, and it got blocked. Well, that'll work. Who was in there? Benavides maybe got a piece of that. So they blocked the extra point. So the final score, Effingham 42, Freeburg 20. Freeburg finishes the season 4-5. Effingham finishes the regular season 8-1. And again, we'll know tomorrow night where and against whom the Hearts will play their first-round playoff game. But 8-1, you just about have to bet we're going to be right back here at Klosterman Field. Post-game show on the way in a minute, including a visit with Coach Hefner and all the stats and scores and scoring. It's on the way on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
This is the Lustig Custom Cabinets postgame show. Handcrafted cabinetry built right here at Effingham.
All righty, back at Klosterman Field. Final score, Effingham 42, Freeburg 21. Hearts go to 8-1. That is a great way to finish your regular season. And again, we will know tomorrow night where the first round playoff game will be, and you just have to figure that it's going to be here with the Hearts going 8-1. And against whom? That we don't know. But we'll know tomorrow night when the pairings are announced by the IHSA. And if you aren't familiar with it, what they do is they do 1A, and then they let people chew on that for a while. Then they do 2A, then they do 3A, and then they'll do 4A, which is what we're interested in, which is why I'm thinking it'll be about 8 o'clock when we know where Effingham will be playing and against whom. So we'll have it on the radio. I'm going to be up at the studios. I'll have it on the radio and have it online, so we'll keep you informed. And obviously, wherever it is, Dustin and I, and C.J. Schmidt, and whoever's back at the studios, our cast of thousands back there. Tonight it's Gail and Brian, and they've done a wonderful job. So they'll be joining forces with us, and we'll have it for you on 97.9 XFM. It could be Saturday, could be Friday. We don't even know that, although if Coach Hefner has an oar in the water, and he does, it'll likely be a Saturday afternoon game. So that's the situation there. Let me recap the scoring in this one. Hearts scored 4 times in the first quarter, including just about before anybody had their popcorn. 10:51 to go first quarter. Hearts got the ball at Freeburg's 22. 2 plays later, 21-yard pass from Nathan Shackelford to Jet Gillum. Kick was good, and the Hearts had a 7-0 lead right out of the gate. Then they got the football about a minute and a half later, 9:15 to go in the quarter, at their own 44. Nathan Shackelford said, "Tristan, run deep." He did. Threw it 56 yards. Tristan took it to the house. The kick was good, and the Hearts had a 14-0 lead. The Hearts got the ball with 6:29 to go in the first quarter, and they had it at their own, at Freeburg's 43. And on the third play from scrimmage, a 43-yard pass from Shack to Duncan for a score. The kick was good, and the Hearts were up 21-0 with 6.5 minutes left in the first quarter. And then they scored again. That came with 2:26 to go in the first quarter. They again got great field position, got the ball on Freeburg's 21, and they scored on a 10-yard pass play from Shack to Cam Calber. The kick was good, and the Hearts were up 28-0 before the first quarter was over. Hearts scored 2 more times in the second quarter. They again got great field position, got the ball at Freeburg's 37, and eventually a 7-yard pass play from Shack to Jacob Briggerman was good, and the kick was good. And the Hearts were up 35-0. That came with 4 minutes before halftime. And then the Hearts scored one more time before the half ended. 10.9 seconds left in the half. The Hearts staged a great drive. 7 plays, 65 yards, highlighted by an 8-yard touchdown pass from Nathan Shackelford to Jet Gillum. The kick was good, and the Hearts were up 42-0 at halftime. It was continuous clock the entire second half. Freeburg did score a couple of touchdowns against some of the Hearts reserves. They scored with 6:07 to go in the third, a 6-play, 31-yard drive. And that was a 3-yard run by Griffin Range. Their kick was good, and it was 42-7. And then they scored one more time with 10:36 to go in the fourth quarter. They got the ball on Effingham's 42, and they scored on a 28-yard pass play from Range to Brock Browning. The kick was good, and that made it 42-14. Bottom line is the Hearts are a winner. 42-14. They are 8-1. That's how they finished the regular season. They bounced back nicely from the loss at Mount Zion last week, and they are poised and ready for the first round of the playoffs next weekend. So that's a look at the scoring on this one. Let's take a break. Back with stats and interviews with Coach and scores from Gail and Brian. It's all on the way here on 97.9 XFM.
Is your AC system in your attic?
At Jansen's, we do a lot of attic work.
And it gets hot up there during the summer.
On a 100-degree day, it's probably pushing 150 degrees in your attic.
In an effort to keep our guys safe next summer, now through November 30th, take $500 off a new, energy-efficient air conditioning system professionally installed by Jansen's Heating and Air.
We can install it now when it's not as hot up there.
347-5223. Or visit jansensheating.com.
It's football season again. Football Friday nights or Sunday Fun Day. McMahon Meats has everything you need to tailgate or feed your favorite fans. Stop by McMahon Meats today to check out our large selection of chicken, beef, pork, fish, fresh deli meats, and all other sides to finish your feast. Call ahead and use our convenient drive-up window on your way to the game. Come see us today at McMahon Meats on Route 40 between Teutopolis and Effingham, or call us at 217-813-6054 or find us on Facebook. McMahon Meats, where quality and convenience meet tradition.
42-14, Hearts a winner. They finished the regular season 8-1 and headed for the playoffs next week, and Dustin White's going to tell us exactly how they did that.
All right, Greg. Effingham ended up outgaining Freeburg 281-198 in this game. The Hearts ran 46 plays to Freeburg's 47. Effingham 14 first downs. That's the same number that they had at halftime. They did not move the chains once on any of their 3 second-half possessions. So 14 first downs for the Hearts, 4 on the ground, 9 through the air, 1 by penalty. Freeburg, 12 first downs, 10 of those came in the second half, 9 of them on the ground, 2 in the air, 1 by penalty. Effingham ran the ball 28 times tonight for 78 yards and a 2.8-yard average. Freeburg, 33 rushing plays for 147 yards, 4.5 yards per carry, and their only touchdown of they scored 1 touchdown on the ground. Again, 118 rushing yards in the second half for Freeburg. The Hearts ended up passing the ball 18 times. All of those came in the first half of play. They completed 10 of them, didn't have any intercepted. 203 yards and 6 touchdowns. So again, Effingham 46 plays, 281 yards. Freeburg threw the ball 14 times, 4 successfully, 3 intercepted, 51 yards and 2 scores for the Midgets. And again, 47 plays, 198 yards. But again, when it was starter versus starter in the first half, Effingham outgained Freeburg 274-48 and pulled all of its starters out of the game for the entirety of the second half. As far as turnovers go, Effingham didn't turn it over. They fumbled a couple of times, but they were able to recover both of those. Freeburg also put the ball on the ground once, but didn't lose it. The Hearts did take it away 3 times, 3 interceptions, and we'll get to all that in a second. Penalties, the Hearts penalized 6 times for 67 yards. Freeburg, 6 penalties for 68 yards. Time of possession, Effingham 22 minutes 33 seconds. Actually 23 seconds, and Freeburg 25 minutes 37 seconds. Let's move on to individual statistics. Brady Schmitz was the leading rusher for Freeburg. He had 4 carries for 62 yards. That all came right there at the very end of the game. 36 yards for Lucas Stone on 12 carries. Griffin Range had 5 runs for 24 yards and scored the only midget touchdown on the ground. Dylan Hushley, 9 yards on 7 carries. He was the Freeburg quarterback for most of the night. He came out with an injury for a while, missed the end of the second quarter and I think most of the third quarter. Brock Browning, 9 yards on his 2 carries, and Levi Ball, 7 yards on his 3 runs. Hushley threw the ball 10 times tonight, completed 2 of them, was also intercepted twice. 32 yards, 2 scores. His last 2 throws were touchdown passes. One of those a 28-yard catch for Brock Browning. His only reception of the game, that was for a score. And then Griffin Range had a 4-yard touchdown catch. That was his only reception. Range played some quarterback tonight. He was 2 for 4 passing it with an interception and 19 yards. His 2 passes were to Levi Ball, and Ball, those 2 receptions were again worth 19 yards. 85 for Freeburg, 85. Mason Combs punted the ball 4 times, 135 yards. It's a 33.8-yard average for the Freeburg punter. Griffin Range had 4 kick returns for 79 yards. Brock Browning, 2 returns for 30 yards, and Levi Ball had a 12-yard kick return. Ball also tried to return a punt once, but was dropped pretty much at the spot where he caught it, so no gain on that play. And that wraps up the individual numbers for Freeburg. Again, their season most likely comes to an end at 4-5. I can't imagine the scenario that gets them in. You mentioned that in very weird situations, sometimes a 4-5 team might make it in. I don't believe that's going to be the case for these guys. So their season likely coming to an end at 4-5. For Effingham, individually, Chase Wilmer ended up with 55 yards on 10 carries. Nate Shackelford, Effingham's starting quarterback, netted 29 yards on 5 rushing plays. Again, one of those was a sack and a loss of 9 yards, so you throw that out, and he had a pretty productive day running the football. Trevor Donsbach, 6 yards on his 6 carries. Keegan Baker netted a yard on his 5 carries. And then we mentioned these guys at halftime. I mentioned them again. Jacob Stoneburner lost 2 yards. He fell on a loose football. And then Jet Gillum also recovered a fumble and had to eat an 11-yard loss, just for bookkeeping purposes. But both of those plays saved Effingham possessions. Then we get to the passing. Nathan Shackelford, 10 for 17 tonight for 203 yards and 6 touchdowns. Again, that equals a school record for touchdown passes in a game. He is in a 3-way tie for that record now. Jacob Logan threw 1 pass. It was incomplete. And then Nathan Thompson came in and played quarterback in the second half, but was not afforded the opportunity to throw a pass. So he took snaps but did not throw the ball. Tristan Duncan, again, Effingham's leading receiver in terms of season receptions in a season, yards in a season, receptions in a career, yards in a career. He's broken all those records now. There's some touchdown records that are still in reach, but he still has a little work to do for them. But Duncan tonight, 140 yards on 4 catches, including 2 scores, a 56-yard touchdown and a 43-yard touchdown. Jet Gillum also had 2 touchdowns on his 2 catches, 21-yarder and an 8-yarder, so give him 29 for the night. Jacob Briggerman, 2 catches for 14 yards. They were both 7-yard receptions, and the second one was good for a score. Cameron Calber had 1 catch for 10 yards. That was a touchdown, and Holden Lewis had a 10-yard catch as well. Real quick, Dawson Witten punted the ball 4 times, a 27-yard average. Parker Wolf had a 13-yard punt return. Trevor Donsbach, 2 kick returns for 47 yards. 46 of those coming on his second one. And then Parker Wolf again, 3 interceptions in this game, 33 yards worth of return yardage. And Coach Hefner's up here for his post-game interview, so I will turn the headset over.
Thank you, Destin. Appreciate the great job as always on the stats. And somebody remind me, I'll give you the tackle sheet here in a minute too. But Coach Hefner's joined us. Brett, congratulations.
Thank you. Happy for the kids. Happy for our seniors. You know, they put a lot of work into this program, and you know, they've been part of, you know, 9 wins and now 8. Hopefully get to 9 next week. You know, conference title, 2 runners up. You know, quarterfinal trip last year. So they've had a pretty successful 3 years as varsity football players, being part of that program, and so certainly happy for them, proud of them.
Great opportunity to get an early lead and kind of put this one to rest, and that's kind of nice going.
Well, it is. We thought we didn't know they. I mean, from what we'd seen on film, that's how they played defensively, and they play straight man with no safety help. And we thought if they did that, they might be in trouble. And you know, they were threw and caught the ball very, very well. You know, and I told the kids, you know, I'm as stubborn as it gets when it comes to running the football. I think, you know, it's a mentality, and you still have to be able to run the football. Crucial situations, no matter how many they put in there. But when you're that outnumbered, the mistake I made was we called a couple, you know, probably too far down the field when we could have got the same result with a little bit shorter, higher percentage stuff. But our quarterback's pretty good, and our receivers are pretty good, and so we get a chance to get explosive plays. We're going to try and get them.
Well, we've talked all year about Shaq. We've talked about the decision to make him the quarterback, which has looked like a pretty good decision, Brett. And then he ties the record for Effingham for touchdown passes in a game through 6 tonight. Mm-hmm. Probably could have had more the way the thing was shaping up. He's just had a wonderful year.
Yeah, he's smart. You know, he grew up playing it, and I think last year playing receiver probably helped him some. You know, just understanding a lot of things. But yeah, he's been really, really good. And the thing that he makes up for is makes up plays with, so, you know, covers a lot of mistakes up with his legs. And the thing that I liked a couple times tonight is he did it last week. He gets scrambling around. He's not afraid to still throw the football. He's not just looking to run. And defensively, that puts you in a bind.
And what a blessing that you got so many guys that he can look for to throw to.
Yeah, we were fortunate. We got, you know, and we keep talking about our tight ends. When I know we had a catch tonight for a touchdown. You know, we've got, you know, number of receivers and tight ends and backs that can make plays, and you know, we just got to keep giving them chances.
Absolutely. Defense did a nice job tonight. I don't think, Freeburg didn't have a first down until the second half after some lineup changes. Yeah. That's amazing. Zero first downs.
Yeah, we played well defensively when they get lined up and get their eyes right, and you know, we're blessed with kids that play hard, compete hard, you know, and defensively tonight. And we talked about we needed to bounce back tonight. We needed to play well. We needed to get on a roll going into next week, because that's a big part of it. You know, you know, somebody asked me, you know, what are you going to work on? Well, we're going to work on getting as healthy as we can get, you know, and the mistake that a lot of people make at this time of year is they get too wrapped up in game plans, or they get too wrapped up in plays, and you lose sight of blocking, tackling, and, you know, so we've got, and it's a fine line to balance between getting that work in and also staying healthy. And, you know, but very pleased tonight. You know, hopefully we can keep getting healthier. I think Ethan will be back next week, and we should be good to go.
That's exciting. So tomorrow night we'll know who, and we'll know where. We might not necessarily know when.
Yeah.
But 8-1, you have to figure we're going to be back here next week.
Yeah, I would think that would. I think that gets you a top 4 seed, which gets you a home game. Yeah. Might get you 2, depending upon how it goes. So it'll be interesting. To see how it shakes out. You know, the Chicago public school strike has had an impact already on who gets in and who doesn't, and so we'll see some of the scores tonight. There were a lot of 4-4s playing each other, or 5-3, 4-4 playing, and So we'll see. And, if more big teams get in, then that pushes big teams down. If more small teams get in, then that pushes people up. And, we're pretty locked in. We're pretty locked into 4A. The biggest schools are Peoria, Notre Dame, Mount Zion, and Rochester are the 3 biggest. So if there's some movement then they would slide up. Could slide up to 5 if there's some movement down, like 2 years ago. That's how Highland ended up down in 4A. So it won't change us any. We're pretty well locked into 4A. But yeah, it's an exciting time. It'd be a lot of fun tomorrow night. The kids get together. It'd be a lot of fun to see who we got, and if it's somebody, part of the fun is playing somebody that you haven't seen. So you kind of hope that it's people that you haven't seen, because that's kind of the neat part of the experience about it. But yeah, we're excited about it, looking forward to it. Just proud of our kids, man. That's people that parents have an idea how much they put in, but people that aren't around it on a daily basis don't know, what our kids do starting in January with what they do before school, what they do off-season workout-wise. Everybody just think, no, football, every sport now, but especially football, what you have to do, to get your body ready to prepare and play, and that's a year-round process. And these guys put in a lot of time, a lot of commitment, a lot of effort, and to finish 8-1, great senior night win, runner-up in the Apollo, hosting a playoff game for the 3rd year in a row, pretty good accomplishment.
I'm guessing you'd like to play on Saturday.
Yeah, I would imagine we'll play on Saturday, hopefully Saturday afternoon. That's what separates the playoffs and makes it a neat experience. So, hopefully we can get that straightened out, and we'll cross our fingers we get a good draw. And like any other tournament, it's all about matchups. It's all about the draw. That's the old saying, luck of the draw. That's we'll kind of see what happens, see what shakes out. But we'll be happy and excited, and I know our kids compete and play hard.
Always a good thing when you're playing football in November.
Right. Yes, it is. You're right.
Bet. Thank you, Brad.
Appreciate it, Greg.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You bet. Hearts coach Brad Hefner. Always a pleasure. 3 years in a row the Hearts are in the playoffs, and they win it tonight to pretty much assure a home game with a 42-14 win over Freeburg. Let me go ahead and give you the tackle sheet, and then that'll give everybody back at the studios a little more time to check on scores. And I'll go at top to bottom. Parker Wolf had 2, a solo and an assist. Jacob Logan had 2 stops, a solo and an assist. Trevin Benavides had 3 solo stops. Also, Mason Hasty had 6 stops, and 1 was for loss of 2 yards. Also for Effingham, Logan Brown had 2 stops. Haven Prather had 3 tackles, 2 solos. Jacob Stoneburner, always get those 2 Jacobs confused. 3 tackles for Stoneburner, 2 solos. Also, Austin Herbeth had a stop tonight. Gunnar Franklin had 3 tackles, 2 solos, and a good night tonight for Dawson Witten. He had 3 tackles. Besides his punting tonight, he played an awful lot of defense, had 3 tackles, 2 solos, had a sack for a 7-yard loss tonight. Also a big night tonight for Tristan Elkin, who has really come on over the course of the year. He had 4 tackles tonight, including a sack for a 1-yard loss. Alex Bachman had a tackle. 2 stops tonight for Peyton Simmons, including a solo. Sean Cochran, who is playing more and more, had 2 tackles tonight. Also 3 stops for Gabe Keeney, 2 solos, and a tackle tonight for Bryce Eichmeyer, and 2 stops tonight for Noah Jones. He's been coming on. Stop tonight for Emma Kessler. And friends, Emma is a girl.
Yeah, that's something we haven't talked about, I don't think, and certainly not enough about. But Emma, awesome for her to be out there. I think it takes some. I don't know. Bravery might be a strong word, but I think it's as good as anything to get out there and play football and a lot of props to her to get out there and mix it up.
And she got a stop tonight. So way to go, Emma. And then 2 tackles tonight for Dalton Fox. So Dalton Fox, the sophomore, gets a couple of stops for Effingham. And that is the tackle sheet. And thanks, gentlemen, who have been supplying me the tackle sheet every week. It is very much appreciated. With that said, let's go back to the sports desk. And, Gail, what do you have for us in the way of scores?
All right. Let me see what we do have. We've got Marion. These are all finals. Marion over Mattoon, 29-7. Beth Alto Civic Memorial over Taylorville, 42-6. Newton over Marshall, 21-18. Good score for Cumberland. The Pirates, 47 over Sangamon Valley, 47-7.
So that guarantees them a playoff spot.
That's awesome. Same way with KZ Westfield, 47-6 over Red Hill. Martinsville shut out Oblong, 30-0. Olney Richland County, 26-13 over Robinson. Paris over Flora, 53-14. Pana over Hillsborough, 61-14. Vandalia took the game. Let's see, Vandalia 45 over Greenville 7.
Yeah, they've had a wonderful year.
And Decatur St. Teresa over Shelbyville, 61-21. A lot of high-scoring games tonight. And in the World Series, it's 3-1, top of the 6th, Astros.
All right, very good. Thank you, Gail. Appreciate you getting us up to date. And we talked about the girls who are still involved at the state girls tennis tournament. Still a couple of kids in action as we understood it. And we don't often have a lot of kids from our area make it to Saturday play. So that's pretty significant stuff.
Hopefully the forecast up in that part of the state's a little better than it is for here tomorrow. It's not going to be tennis playing weather in downstate Illinois tomorrow.
That is the truth. A lot of rain on the way. They're talking an inch or two, gang, in the daytime hours tomorrow. So be mindful of that. If you're going to get your run in, you better try that early in the day. And
I'm more concerned about trick or treat, tomorrow, in yoga tomorrow night anyway.
A lot of communities going to have it tomorrow night. T-Town had theirs tonight. Effingham's still on the 31st. So, yeah, appreciate that information, too. Big event out at Evergreen Hollow tomorrow night. It's going to be fun. So, all kinds of things going on. That's why you need to check the community calendar page on the website. That way you can be kept abreast of all the activity. But the bottom line here is that Effingham's a winner. 42-14. They go to 8-1, finish the regular season 8-1, and playoffs for the 3rd straight season. Congratulations to Brett and all the coaching staff and everybody else who has a part to play, including the kids.
And congratulations to us for getting to go home and go to bed a little earlier than usual.
It's not a bad thing.
I'm not complaining.
Not at all. After thawing out on the way home from Mount Zion last week, that is not a bad thing. So 42-14, the Hearts a winner. And that's Dustin White that you hear there. C.J. Schmitz over here. The cross-country regionals tomorrow, that was C.J.'s game, that and track. So he's probably salivating about that. And thanks to Gail and Brian back at the studios. It takes not a village, but it takes an awful lot of people to do a football game. So for all of those folks, I'm Greg Sapp. And the broadcast tomorrow night, right around 8 o'clock or so, that's when we'll go on and hopefully have you good information about who the Hearts will play next week. And again, where, but we are just 99% sure it's going to be right here at Klosterman Field. And you heard Coach say a Saturday afternoon, so make your plans accordingly, gang. So for all those people, I'm Greg Sapp. One more time, Hearts 42, Freeburg 14. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening. This has been a production of Premier Broadcasting Incorporated.